It's just all soft plastics? What's the one I'm talking about that had the foam head? That was by Burke. That was by
The Burke one.
Burke.
And we're live.
Yes.
Oh, that's not the same. I'm thinking of a different bait.
We have Doug Hannon's pheromones for sale, actually.
Oh, hang on. We're doing pictures now.
Snatrix.
Snatch
Snake.
Badass.
They were. I
I have to
remember.
get this right. Snatrix.
You like that?
Very furry.
It makes you feel like a man, like
And
a
it's
real
actually
man.
from Germany.
Yeah.
$400.
Siberian, yeah, $450 from Germany.
Last year.
Good to go.
We're live, Mike.
Is it happening?
We are live.
Yep.
For real?
We're live. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2020 Bassmaster Classic. We're doing a little podcasting here at Ike Live. I like these because these are more impromptu. So we're going to go one at a time. I want everybody to introduce themselves at the end. I know you don't recognize them, but who do we have?
Dave Brodzik, a.k.a. Fathead,
Dave
a.k.a.
Brodzik.
Worf,
Okay, Worf.
and a.k.a. Stormtrooper.
There you have it.
Wow.
Okay.
Matt Robertson, a.k.a. On 'em.
On him. Matt. Great to have you.
It's your turn.
Oh, I am Mike Iconelli, MILF Pro from New Jersey.
Thank you. My name is Pat Renwick, and I am a talk show host from Hammond, Indiana, of the Stray Cast Outdoor Cartoon Television glorified version of a bass fishing talk show.
Okay, there you have it. First thing we're going to do, Brian Carpenter.
I'm here too.
Oh, yeah, I
Hey,
forgot.
Brian.
That's right.
I am Brian.
Brian,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Who do we have pushing buttons, Brian?
This is my friend Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hi.
What's up, Andy?
Hi. How you doing? Good. This is the Bassmaster Classic, and the first thing, now that we're live, we can go back and we were looking at the leaderboard, Dave.
Yeah.
Of course, this is unofficial because it's Bass Track, and you know this. We've got some big players up here on day one. Hank Cherry leading 23-2. Todd Auten unofficially 19 pounds. Our very own John Cruz.
Yeah.
Mr. Bates. Johnny.
Johnny.
17-10. Clint Davis, 17. Brandon Lester, 17. Brandon Card, almost 17. So we got
It's tight.
a tight race.
Tight, dude.
But here's the news of the day. Sitting in ninth right now, and again, this is all approximate, with 15 pounds, 1 ounce, the ghost of Doug
The
Hannon.
ghost of Doug Hannon.
The ghost of Doug
has made a
Hannon's in
surge.
ninth.
He has come back from beyond, and he is in ninth place
Wow, and-
right now on the snatch tricks.
Yeah, what's amazing is they actually covered him live earlier, and they caught him using a snake tricks. Is it snake tricks?
Well, Kevin-
or snat tricks?
Kevin Van Dam said it's snake tricks.
Snake tricks.
Snake tricks, and he is a historian as well.
Okay.
I don't know. But you and I are also bait freaks, and I
We
know
are
it
bait
is
freaks.
snatch tricks or snatch tricks.
I thought it was snat tricks.
That's
as well.
how I. But we're from different parts of the. Well, Kevin's from our part of the
Right,
country, kind of. So
right.
I don't know.
Well,
I say it's a snack trick.
Okay, what I find odd is that everybody's fishing suspending jerk baits, rattle traps, chatter baits, and here the ghost of Doug Hannon is fishing a snake tricks.
Snake tricks.
Snat tricks.
Yeah.
Well, I
Soft
thought that was
plastics.
called like the buzzing snake.
The
That was,
buzzing
that was the
snake.
rebel buzzing toad.
No, they're talking about that. He had that snake head with the big.
Oh, that was a different one. So that's the one I got confused with. That's
No.
bait by Burke.
That's the Burke with the hook in it.
Yeah.
I thought that was his.
It's
Yeah.
a bait from the gods.
It's a bait from the gods. Now, have you ever fished a snake tricks or a snat tricks?
He doesn't
in
even
your
know
life?
what that is.
I have no idea.
How old are you?
33.
33.
Yeah.
So you don't even know what that
I
bait
don't
is.
even know what the
And-
snake tricks
Oh
is.
my God.
At what point are you going to present Pat with the DNA test?
It is possible. I'm going to say it is possible.
Dad!
Sorry, Mom, but it might be
Come here,
possible.
son.
All right, let's. First topic right now I want to discuss is how weird is it to be at the Bassmaster Classic and not be fishing? Let me start with you. I mean,
It's a different experience.
it's a different experience. Talk to me about it.
This is my first time being to the Classic, and to not be fishing it, and it's a different perspective, you know. I know just like everybody else, you want to be out there fishing it, but it's good to come out and meet all the fans and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, there are positives to it, right?
there are positives,
Yes.
and it's you don't really see the positives until you come here and experience it.
Right.
You whenever you come here and you're not fishing it, you're coming as a fan.
Yeah.
A fan of the sport.
Yep.
And and you get to watch and respect and,
Yeah.
and watch it all go down.
I'd agree. Now, listen to me. And I've said this before, maybe even on your show, Pat. I had a lot of mixed emotions coming here this week.
I know.
I had sadness, a little bit of borderline depression on the plane, getting here, landing, being in a hotel room that I've been in as a competitor, and the reality of it sets in that for the first time in 20 years, here I am and I'm not fishing, right? And it hurt a little bit, you know what I mean? There was like pain associated with that. But what snapped me out of it, as in my entire career, like after I've had a bad event, is meeting people and the fans.
It's amazing.
And the first thing is a round of applause to all the fans here today.
Bass Classic
Yeah.
fans.
Thank you, guys.
Bass fishing fans.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody.
It's about the bass.
Yeah. Honestly, it's great because it keeps you grounded. You
Yep.
know what I mean? It keeps you grounded. I've had a stormtrooper today escorting me all over the show. To have people wanting to talk to you, stand in line, wanting to take time out of their day to talk to you.
I
very
think
special.
sometimes we take it for granted. The
We take it for
position we're
granted.
in.
We take it for granted. Yeah, we take it for granted. And, it's a good reality check. It's a good reality check. It makes you think about, when you're mad and you're frustrated. I've had 2 bad tournaments in a row, and you're like, oh, this is the worst thing in the world. And it's not.
Yep.
It's not. I'm living a very good life. This is amazing. I got great friends, great fans, so thank you.
Because of a
it's awesome.
fish.
Because of
a
fish.
fish, Mike. It's amazing.
All this from fish.
It's amazing.
Shout
All
out
this
to
from
Chris
fish.
French.
Frenchie.
Shout out to Chris French. So I'd like to get a little catch up. I've been busy all day. So from you guys, what's been happening here today? What's been exciting? What have you seen on the floor? Guest, of course, at Bash U.
Yes.
What's been good?
We've had a lot.
Okay, talk to me about it. I don't even know.
We led the day off with Alex Davis.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Guntersville
Yes.
stuff.
I like
Yes.
Alex.
Guntersville
Al
guide.
knows Guntersville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making predictions on who and how
Yeah.
this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Bernie Schultz went old school.
Burn
with
was
us.
good
Saw
on the floating
Bernie.
Rapala, dude.
Yeah.
On the old number
Talking the
11,
old-
13.
Yeah.
Floating 9S.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. The old original Rapala.
Yeah.
We had
Wow.
Bernie. Who else we had?
Hunter on deep
Hunter
water.
Freeman crushed
You
it,
don't
dude.
realize how much he knows about deep water. That kid's so smart, man. I seriously did not know, Mike. I didn't know.
He's young,
What
but
are you
he's
saying? You
real.
thought he was stupid?
I thought he was a dum-dum. I really did.
He's a window.
Here's the thing
Based
about
off the way he talks. Yeah.
here's the thing about Hunter that's unbelievable. So I am a fan of everybody. You, all of them. Hunter, everybody. I follow everybody's social media. Every time Hunter posts a picture of a fish, it's 5 pounds or bigger.
Better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does he
Nice.
do that? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Because every picture I post, it's a 1.6.
And it's giant.
Giant. It's a 1.6, and he posts all 5 to 7 pounders. It's unbelievable. But that was cool. Real quick, I want to step in and tell you a story about Rapala. I see a nice Rapala sweatshirt
Rapala.
here. Rapala. Some people say Rapala. I was at the a booth down the road here where Rapala is being represented.
Rapala.
And I had this old guy. There's this really long line lined up, and everybody's taking their, they're in order to come get an autograph or talk to me or whatever. And this old guy butts the entire line.
Go.
But he's old. He's older fellow. He's in his 70s, 80s maybe.
90s.
So everybody lets him go. He cuts me a break. But he grabs me. He grabs me hard and strong, and he shakes me a little bit. He's like, "You got any influence over there at Rapala?"
Wow.
I was
he
like-
meant business.
Yeah, I have a little bit. What do you need? They don't make that bait anymore. The original spy bait. I was like, now I'm getting intrigued.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? The Rapala made a spy bait? I know Storm makes one, but the original spy bait. And then he quiets down and he
Oh,
whispers,
yeah.
and he comes into my ear and he's like, that countdown. 11S.
The
Countdown. 11F, which is fluorescent.
Fluorescent.
Countdown. Now he grabs me again. That's the original spy bait. I was like,
Okay.
I don't know. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's a legitimate
But then I
argument.
started thinking about it. I'm like, it's
It
kind of
could
the original
be.
Spy
It
Base.
you know, just with a
It
little.
sinks. It's
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
It's
Barely wiggles.
Wow.
I like the way
Guys,
You
you
might have to
smart.
bring that in the shop, Mike.
I might have to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dan Quinn, if you're watching right now or listening, we need the countdown button.
Ike's Garage. Bring it in the shop.
Yeah.
Put a spinner tail on it.
Yeah.
Kaboom, kapow.
There you go.
Spy Base.
Pat, what else from you today? Anything exciting, new?
What I am overwhelmed about is the excitement of this. I guess, Mike, you would call this the mecca of bass fishing.
It is?
right now, because anytime you are at a Bassmaster Classic, it is like the mecca of what we do.
It is.
And it's amazing to see the excitement this year.
Yeah.
I mean, just 2020 in general. I don't know if it's the 50th anniversary of the Bassmaster
Yeah.
Classic or just the state of the sport of
Yeah.
bass fishing.
Yeah.
But there is so much excitement here,
It's
dude.
awesome.
It's crazy
good.
good. Crazy good.
It's good. All
I
right.
love it.
I got a spin off of that. I want to go to you, Dave. A lot of criticism in years prior to the Ike Live crew being represented, and Dave's never there.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Stormtrooper never shows
Never
up.
there.
It's bullshit.
Finally, the year that I'm not fishing the Classic, Dave, you show up.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get. Round of applause for Stormtrooper.
Stave.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Stave.
I don't want. I honestly want to get your. I want to get your opinion. This is your first Classic.
Yes.
First Classic here with the Ike Live crew.
Yeah.
Give me your take on your first Classic.
Well, so I'm experiencing the Classic through the prism of shattering kids' dreams that are waiting to get your autograph, and I got to tell them that we got to move to another booth.
Yeah. Move on.
Now, you
Move
guys
on.
pulled a fast one on me because you bought me the ticket, you booked my room,
Yeah.
you didn't tell me the job I was going to have. I thought I was just going to be wandering around here with
Yeah.
nothing to do.
Why
I
did
didn't know I had
everybody
to-
else know your job but
No,
you?
you guys knew my guilt wouldn't allow me to.
This whole booth was set up by you.
Yeah,
The whole boat bill
No, you
was
guys-
actually done by Dave, not Brian.
I should have known there was going to be some, fog in the details.
Yeah.
Man. But no, it's cool. I mean, I haven't seen it. And seeing the kids line up down there still.
Yeah.
You know, you pushing 50, the 6-year-olds looking for your autograph. That's kind of neat. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No,
Like,
it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. All right, now I have to talk about this, and I know this is sticky. People watching right now live, of course, you might even shudder a little bit, but I have to talk about it. The one big concern I had coming to this 50th Bassmaster Classic was if people would show up because of the concerns of the coronavirus going out
The-
around
the
right
Wuhan.
now. Yeah,
Wuhan.
so I've got to be honest with you. I was pretty happy to see. I don't feel like people are concerned, and
Right.
I like
Dude, it was
that.
packed today.
It was
No.
packed today.
It's
So
packed.
Friday,
Mike, not at all.
it was packed.
I did have a few.
Shout out to
people-
Pharrell.
Thanks,
Shout out
Mike.
to Pharrell. Let me
You
get
don't
him.
mind. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. High fives for
I'm
everyone.
not worried about it at all.
Don't touch your faces.
Hold on a second. Let me get a little of my founders here. Real quick.
Ooh, that's strong now.
Gonna be good.
Topper.
But honestly, it was nice today to see a mass crowd of people.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't see anybody terribly freaked out. We were shaking hands. It was great. It was a lot of bonding going on. Were you surprised that people just seemed very normal with
I
all
was.
this madness
I was
going on?
actually surprised not to see anybody wearing a mask.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
These colors
I
don't
did
run.
Get a few
That's
fist
right.
bumps instead of handshakes, but
Yeah.
you know what? That's all
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Bass fishing trumps all.
That's
Trumps
right.
all.
Bass fishing trumps all.
Absolutely.
So you're laying on a cot with sucking air for your last breath.
Yeah.
And then you can.
I'm gonna say bass fishing trumps all.
Bass
That's how bad I got it.
It was great. I was glad I went to the Classic.
I'm so glad.
the best Classic ever.
I did get to meet anglers today. The Bassmaster Classic is an international event.
Yeah.
And I absolutely met about 5 or 6 Japanese anglers today, and I met 2 Italian anglers today.
They make you an offer you couldn't refuse.
No. And it was very, very normal and natural. Nothing strange happened.
Did you meet Jimmy or
Yeah.
did you get a
Yeah.
fish?
Dave, just think, it could be worse. We could be stuck on a cruise ship in a Biggie Smalls room
Oh,
with free
God.
champagne and beer and watching chicks in bikinis.
I don't
get-
understand cruise
could be
ship
worse.
people anyway. Like, why would you want to go on vacation just to go to prison? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that, man. But
Yeah, I don't know.
I never float around on some giant boat.
They gonna let you out for 8 hours on the island.
Yeah, like if God forbid you do something, the comedy show's at 8. That's it. It's done. Like you get there and it's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a tangent. Sorry.
All right, now
It's okay, Dave.
we talked a little bit about it off before we went live, but I know we've got viewers right now. They're watching, they're listening, and you have on the most luxurious, would be the best. Is that the best word?
It's just lush. It's
Lush?
lush, vibrant, and just it's straight up sexy. I'm not
It
gonna
is.
kid you.
It really is.
I mean-
sexy.
Okay, so tell us about this coat. I know a lot of people from the Classic from last year
Yep.
know your obsession with coats, but tell us a little bit about this coat.
So this one right here is Siberian mountain goat, and it was made in Germany, actually by an old guy in a log cabin, long braided beard, gray hair and a ponytail, backwoods guy.
Really?
Yes.
So this is a
handmade real Siberian mountain goat.
That's pretty
fur.
badass.
wow.
Badass.
It is.
I know
Now,
you're jealous, Mike.
I'm jealous. Now,
It
what's
is hot.
What's the lining though? The lining looks fine as well.
Yeah, he did a very good
Wow.
professional job
Rayon.
on it.
It's like
see it.
muskrat intestines. or something.
Expels
Super expensive.
exclusive. Wow.
And the back of it, man, it's got them stripes.
The
and-
lines. I
Yeah,
saw the
yeah.
very strategic lines.
Yes.
That's
It's
the
beautiful.
best back of a
Good
fur coat
contour
I've
lines.
ever
I usually
seen.
find the fish
Yeah.
on this point right
Yeah.
here, more or less off of these contour lines. But
I
yes.
usually find them on the end. There.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
It looks amazing. Now, I mean, everybody has branding. Everyone has, if you're smart in this sport, it's more than fishing. It's
That's
branding. It's creating a brand, a persona. This has become part of your brand for sure.
Yeah, I think with a lot of anglers, I think there's a stereotype, or the anglers try to stick to, and I think that's the issue in our sport. I think everybody needs to, and I know you introduced this big time, but you just need to be yourself.
Be yourself.
That's
an important thing.
And some people like it, some people won't.
Yeah.
But just be yourself.
Yeah.
Have a good time. I just want everybody to have a good time.
That's a
You know
good
what I
thing.
mean?
That's a good thing. I like to use that as a segue to actually talk about this. And I've mentioned it before. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on Ike Live, but I've mentioned it in my book, which is when I entered the sport, which was the mid-'90s.
Crazy.
Mid-'90s. Being from New Jersey,
Dang.
there was
How dare you.
dude.
Yeah, shame
No,
on you.
honestly, you look at it now and you say, "There's no way." There was this resentment, but there was. I was the oddball. I was strange. I was different.
Hated.
There was a resentment. You could feel it.
We
You could
saw
cut
it.
it with a knife, and I swear in the beginning, I feel bad about it now, but there were years early in my career where I tried to fit in. Like I wasn't myself. I tried to do things that weren't me.
Okay. Give me an example, Mike. Do you mind?
I mean, I would say, like not getting emotional, not getting excited. I would say wearing the normal apparel, the tucked in
vest.
shirt,
Okay.
Khakis. He's wearing
khakis.
Yeah.
I would say,
belt buckle.
yeah, stuff like that. And just ways you would interact with people. I altered who I really was because I was trying to fit in. And I feel bad about that, but you got to remember the time, dude. I felt like an outcast. I was an outcast.
Dude, they had you so self-conscious. I remember the one belt buckle. You look like you were the international champion or whatever that was. You know what I mean? Like,
The WWE.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was that big, but
You look like you won.
but I do remember that time. And when I was able to, and if I flash forward to like the early 2000s is when I felt like I came out of my shell.
Yeah.
And I always give my uncle a lot of credit for this because at the time, that's when my uncle was going through stage 4 cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma. They literally said, it's not good, And he beat it.
And he got after it.
He beat it. And like after that, it like did something to me where I'm like, you know what? I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
Like I want to be who I am. I
That's right.
don't want to fall into this act anymore. I want to be myself.
No need to do it.
And my fishing got better. I felt better. You know what I mean? And then it all started to lead to my brand. Like I didn't even necessarily do it on purpose, but it led to my brand. And it's so nice to see guys like you, a lot of the young guys that we're fishing with now, you're being yourself.
Yep.
And I think it's awesome. And I applaud that.
Absolutely.
I
It's
think it's
important,
great.
man. It's a new
appreciate
age
it.
of
I think
bass
it's great.
fit. It's a new age of proper
I think it's
bass.
awesome.
It's
I
there.
think it's awesome. Yep. There you have it. Dave, any other? Yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you one cool thing. People, because I was with you, guys giving me swag, guys giving things to me that otherwise would just step on my new shoes and I even say sorry for it. But So I'm going to tell you what, I came across some amazing beef jerky from Mike.
Wow.
Mike's famous out of Oklahoma, man. This stuff is amazing. Super thin, super hard. At first you think you might be chewing on like bark, but you're not. The smoke comes in later. It's like a later burn, dude.
Wow.
It's amazing,
A later
bro.
burn.
Wow.
Because I've
Yeah.
had like 4 packs already.
Shout out to Mike's.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I gave everybody's got. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah.
Good.
Pretty good.
A lot of chewing
Very good.
necessary.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah,
Get
a
yourself
little
some Mike's.
workout for your jaw.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but they're getting the swag, you know,
Oh,
kind
man.
of neat, man.
Get this way. It's cool.
You know?
The other thing I want to talk about, switch real quick, is talking about kids here today, which is awesome. And even right now, as we're looking around, I see a couple young people out there. I saw another one over here.
Over
standing
there.
Yeah.
At the Ike Foundation booth.
It's really cool to see that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really cool to see
Great.
young anglers,
Highly motivated
highly
with their jerseys on.
tournament jerseys,
Yeah, dude.
hardcore,
Ready to go.
Yeah.
So cool. And of course, the Ike Foundation this week, we've got a booth right here next to the Ike Live booth and the BU booth, and giving out tackle boxes, seeing little kids paint baits over there. I see them painting baits now. It's great, man. Love to see young people at the Classic. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
really
ton,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
I wish. See, we have guys all the same. I wish my guy was into it like that. Like I the whole time I'm walking around here.
Yeah.
Like I wish I had him, and I wish he cared. You know, going up and meeting the guys and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And it changes lives, man. And I'm sure that you remember as a kid, Mike, going to sports shows and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
with your uncle. But man, I remember like meeting Bill Dance as a kid and meeting Roland Martin as a kid, and just how that embeds in your brain.
does.
And it's pretty cool that you being a friend of ours, all of ours here, and to see you have that influence
It's cool.
on kids too,
Very,
man.
It's very humbling. It's very humbling. It's
freaking awesome,
it's,
dude.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it's
them
incredible.
kids will be talking one day like your Bill Dance. You know, I got
Yeah.
to be like Mike Iaconelli.
Yeah. So here, but here's
So hold on, what was Roland Martin like 9 when you met him? Like how did? What you on the other side of the teeter totter? And like, hey, what's your name, dude?
It was over in the Paleozoic era, Dave.
yeah.
He was on the other side of the teeter-totter.
stalagmites.
No, I wasn't. I was 9.
No, but here's the downside to that though. Happened 6 or 7 times today, and I had what I looked at them. They came up and they were fans. They're adults. They're grown people,
Yeah.
men and women. I've had this happen 6 or 7 times today, and they go, "Man, you were a big influence on me.
Yeah.
It was awesome. You changed my life. You got me involved in the sport. I met you when I was 9 years old. Look at this picture." And I go,
Wow.
That's right. See,
"What the?" You know, and it makes you feel old.
it's full
you know?
circle, like
What did
Iaconelli.
the one old guy, about 6'6", say to you at the Rapala booth? Looked like he said something emotional to you. Now, do you remember who I'm talking about? He's wearing a gray shirt. Nah, I should have told you.
No, I
I
don't-
should have told you. To put
yeah,
it,
I don't remember
know.
that
It went
one,
on
but-
for a while.
Yeah, but I got a lot of those today, and
A
it's
lot of gray shirts today.
no, not a lot of gray shirts. A lot of the ones where they've met you a long time ago, and you look at a picture of them,
Yeah,
and
about
they're
that.
full grown. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of crazy, but it does feel good to know that you've
Other
been
color
back in
shirts
somebody.
too.
There are been some other color shirts.
Okay.
Yeah, been some other color shirts. Real quick, want to take a second to thank some of the Ike Live sponsors, especially here. We've got Founders, of course, we're drinking all
We gotta
day.
top the crunk
IPA, yeah, top the
Top
crunk
it
off. Of
Get
course,
in there.
Wild Gear, mugs, and coolers you see all around the place. Flambeau, shout out to Flambeau, of course, giving the kids tackle boxes away. A mystery tackle box, and they're here at the show as well. If you want to meet Carl Van Dibble,
Carl Von
Von
Dibble.
Dibble.
Von Dibble,
Young
he's
Darrell.
up there. And we might have Carl tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
They're down the elevator. If you show
Yeah.
up in the main lobby, you got to go downstairs. They're in the downstairs
left.
section.
Or
Yep.
right.
To the right.
To
Yep.
the right.
Of course, Liquid Mayhem. We're playing a lot of jokes on people today. We're squirting in their hand and we're shaking their hand. So it's great for that as well.
It's not
setting
Purell.
debates. Yeah.
It's the fake Purell.
It doesn't kill coronavirus.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It does, though.
Let's change.
Maybe.
Let's change topics real quick. It surprised me, and this is a little controversial, and I don't care. This is the Bassmaster Classic. Surprised me how many Major League Fishing competitors
Ton
were
of you
here
guys.
today.
Ton of you guys.
And
over
I'm glad
there,
they were
over
here.
there,
Yeah.
over there,
It's great
over
to see
there,
them here.
over here, all over.
After the big controversy last year when it came out that Major League Fishing guys were going to not be allowed to attend this classic, and here a year later
Here
they're
you
all
are.
here.
That's
And
right.
For those that
glad
didn't show
they're
up,
here.
boo.
Yeah, I think there were a few that held out, but for
Yeah.
the most part, the guys were here
Boo to them.
promoting the sport,
That's right.
Absolutely.
which is great.
It's about the bass, Mike.
Which is great.
About
yeah.
the fans,
Yeah,
baby.
and shout out to
Fans.
Fletcher Shryoff for being here because I didn't think he was going to do it. He's here.
Shut up, I saw it.
He's standing tall, man.
He's
he don't
standing
care.
tall. You gotta let him
He
stand
don't
tall.
care.
Yeah, you gotta let him stand tall. What? Pat, give me some other stuff. What's happening here at the Classic this week?
I don't know, man. I just what I liked when we went to the media day, and you tell me what you think about this because you've been on this side of the coin, so to speak. But you get certain feelings from anglers,
Yeah.
and I think those feel how they're going to do on the Derby, and I think that's based on their practices.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily what they say to you. It's not like be like Mike, you come up and say, Pat, I'm on him, man, I'm gonna catch him. Be like just kind of a demeanor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I noticed certain demeanors from anglers in at that media day.
Media day.
Yeah.
And did it match up then to who's succeeding today and who's not?
No.
Not at all.
Wow.
That's amazing.
But it usually does.
Right. It usually does.
So
yeah.
I mean that's what I ask you. It's like people you usually kind of know.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, don't you kind of know?
You do know, and then you also can be fooled. And this is I want to hear your opinion on it too, because you've had some really good events and you've had some really shitty events, just like all of us, right? Some of the best practices I've ever had, and Brian, you know,
Yeah.
you've been at media events. Some of them you've come up to me on the side and I've been like, dude, this is the one.
Oh, yeah.
And I bomb. And I bomb. So I think
And
you
rods
can,
die.
Yeah, I think you can read somebody, but my rule of thumb is the better practice you have,
The worst
the
tournament.
worst tournament you're going to have. Sometimes when you're just like, you don't have a great, you're just like, I'm chipping away at something little, they're usually the ones.
Yep.
Am I right? What's your
exactly right.
experience?
That fold into things.
I walked up to Davey Height last year and I said, I'm going to win this thing.
Yeah.
Because I was catching them.
Yeah.
And you talk about a train wreck. I'm talking about the train didn't just wreck it, took everything out its path. And
Was it the train under the trestle where I fished and caught all them big ones?
yeah, that's right. That's right. It landed over there.
It was all your fish that
Oh,
came to me and
gosh.
fell over.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it happens though.
Yeah, it does. You
It
know,
happens.
and you know, here a month or so ago at Okeechobee, I wasn't really on a
that
whole
crazy?
lot. Caught a couple 3-pounders in
Yeah.
an area, and all of a sudden, it's
Yeah.
a gold mine. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, that's a good segue. I do want to talk about that. A lot of people, assumed you came to the Classic, didn't have a good event,
Yep.
and that was it. But, dude, you continued to fish,
Mm-hmm.
and that win for you was big. And I watched it from afar.
Yeah.
That was a big win. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
Talk a
you
little
know-
bit about that.
You know, for me, it was, I won the Harris chain at the team championship, and I think that solidified that it wasn't just a fluke.
Right.
And I'm a pretty confident person, but deep down, I needed that win to tell
Yeah.
myself that,
You could do it.
that
I
could
can
do
hang
it.
with these
I
guys.
can hang with
You-
these guys
you-
regardless of the fishery.
You were competing, when I looked at that list of names, you were competing against the very best at Okeechobee.
Yes.
Guys that people assumed you could not beat, and you beat them. And that's
That's
got to
right.
give you that level of confidence.
Oh yeah, it gave me that level of confidence. I know it doesn't matter the fishery because I'm not a grass fisherman.
Yeah.
And I went out there and done it.
Yeah.
Fished the opposite of what I like to, and and I can go out there. I feel unstoppable. You
Yeah.
know.
That's
So,
awesome.
I know you know the feeling.
I know the feeling.
I know that sounds
Yeah.
cocky, and I know people don't understand.
Once you get in
but
that zone.
whenever you're in the
Yeah.
zone, there's nothing
Yeah.
that's going to stop you.
Yeah. All right. Now, I don't want to get all BU on you right now because we talk a lot of
Look how
technique
see how
and
happy he is
instruction.
right there.
But the thing that did catch my eye, and I want to pick your brain on this, is when people go to Florida and fish, you assume that the swim bait that you want is that straight inline boot tail style, right? The grass pig, the
Skinny dipper.
skinny dipper, the gambler
Yep.
style bait. You didn't fish that style bait.
No.
You fished a good old Kitech,
Good old Kitech style.
which has
Yeah.
a wide tail action. Tell me
Yeah.
about that, because that's when I looked at your win. That's the one thing, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, why didn't he fish a Florida swim bait? He
Yeah,
fished
so-
a open water swim
So
bait.
everybody's down there throwing all your standard swimmers like the Gambler Easy Swimmer.
Yeah.
And I caught a couple on caffeine shad and bait like that, but I I swapped up. I like throwing that Kitech style swim bait,
Yeah.
and I swapped up to it, and I just think it was something a little different that those fish never see down there.
Yeah, different.
And I think that played a big role.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
And you want to know what else is crazy? Believe this? I heard in Florida on Okeechobee to win you had to be around boats.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a boat within
Wow.
500 yards of me any day.
Is that right?
Yeah,
amazing.
one boat come in for about 20 minutes, and that was it. And that
That's
surprised me.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
I thought it was a warning.
mine was the opposite. I fished Okeechobee a week or so ago for MLF.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any boats around me, and I didn't catch any fish. So it was the opposite.
Yep.
The opposite was true.
One of
But
those.
I do want to tell you a story, and I don't know if I told anybody else this, but I found an area of practice. I had a lot of bites. I had about 30 bites in this one area, a couple big ones I shook off. I knew it was a good area. And the first day of the tournament, they were calling for 20 to 30 mile an hour winds coming from the north about 10, 11 o'clock. These winds were going to come in. That day we launched at 8 o'clock was the lines in. So with the winds coming, they let us launch at whatever boat ramp we wanted to go to. So I found the spot I found was on the south end of the lake, not far from Clewiston. And I launched at Clewiston, and dude, the wind is calm. It's dead calm. It's overcast. And I'm like, man, I'm going to be all right. I'm like, if I just need a couple hours in this spot. And it's in Coot Bay. It's like a mile from the ramp. And I pull out of there, and it's 7:30. We're allowed to launch. I launched. I pull in there. I power pole down in Coot Bay. And when I power pole down, the power pole's got into that rock, that Florida rock, and just, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this is the bottom you want.
You heard it.
And I dropped my trolling motor, and I got about 20 minutes to wait. And I stood up on my front deck, and I looked around, and I go, oh, my God, dude, the water was gin clear. And in Florida, you want gin clear water. It's crystal clear. And I'm seeing bait, and I'm seeing something like, oh, yes, it's going to be awesome. And I opened my hatch to start just fiddling with some last-minute stuff. And I hear my official go, what's that black line back there? Oh. And I put the hatch down, and I turn around, and I look back there, and it's this black frontal line approaching. And it's the sky's black, but it's a defined line. And I go, oh, it's rain. I said, that's rain. So like 5 more minutes pass, it's getting closer. We start putting our rain gear on.
Oh my
Now remember,
God.
line's in at 8. At 10 of 8, this line hits us with torrential downpours
Oh, gosh.
and winds gusting to 20. In 5 minutes, at 5 of 8, in 5 minutes, the water turned from gin clear to chocolate milk.
Oh, God.
That quick.
Man, that's
I'm
horrible.
sick. I'm like throwing up in my rain suit, dude. I'm puking in my own rain suit.
Oh my God.
He goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lines in, and I go, oh my God, I gotta stay. I gotta
So you
fish.
hold the bait and throw your rod in the water.
I wanted to, but I'm committed now, right? I'm committed. I'm there. I know what's there. I gotta fish at least 10 or 15 minutes, and I grab a spinnerbait. And I'm like, oh, this ain't going to work. And I'm on my one of best little stretches. And I swear this happened, dude. I'm like 3 casts in, and I see something out of the corner of my eye, like right in front of the boat. And I go, and I see the boil mark. And I'm like, oh, it's a gar or something. But now I'm looking there, and I see it again. It's an 8-pounder jumping. And I go, oh! I quick reel my spinnerbait it. But he jumped like he was hooked. And I
Yeah, like when
I
they're
couldn't
trying to
wrap
shake.
it around my head. And I throw the spinnerbait over there, nothing. Comes up again. Now, dude, it's almost right under the boat. This time when he comes up, dude, it's a legitimate 8-pounder, head that big. I see. He's right in front of the trolling motor. It's an 8-pounder with a bluegill that big sideways in his mouth.
Yeah.
He's choking to death.
Oh my gosh!
He's choking to death. And dude, right then and there, I knew I was screwed. The rest of the day. I was screwed.
That's a sure.
I was screwed. I
I
knew.
had to pitch a little jig and
I-
stick it inside his
Yeah.
mouth.
Dude,
Light him up, dude.
but I know what they were doing. 30 minutes is all I need in there. I know what they were doing in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was all gone.
Dang
It was really, really depressing. Interesting, I went back to the area on my second round. The water had cleared up, and I caught like 30 fish in that area, and 1 kept.
Oh.
1 was over 2 pounds. If it was old MLF rules, if it was a pound or more, I would have weighed in about 40 pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
But there were so many 113s to 114s when they hung them, and
That's brutal.
it was brutal. It was brutal. But there you go. It's Florida.
Dang.
Yes.
Gangbusters.
Terrible. BU did pretty good today.
I
Bass
think so.
University
I think
did
so.
good.
We got 6 segments in, I believe,
Okay.
for Bass University today. And also, speaking of Bass U, why not just say it, Jeff? The 50th anniversary of the Bassmaster Classic. What's Bass University doing? Giving you what? 50 days for free, dude.
Wow.
Come on. Where else are you going to get
Well,
that?
how do they engage in that? If
Bass
it's-
U TV, BassU.tv.
Bass
Go to
U dot TV.
BassU.tv. All the instructions are right there.
Okay.
It's basically $50 off and 50 days for free.
Wow.
BassU.tv, 50th anniversary Bassmaster Classic special.
Yeah.
Pretty cool shit.
Nice. Now, what else are you doing here this week? Are you, besides coming out, hanging out with us and meeting the fans, what are your other things? What are your goals this week attending the Classic?
I have a few sponsorship obligations I'm doing. A company here is selling my hats, and
Yep.
I'm getting to know the fans.
It's an amazing hat, by the way.
I love it.
Our very own Brian the Carpenter, I
Yes.
think he said that's his favorite hat. He has
Yeah.
to wear that hat now because we're paying him to wear it, but he said that's his favorite hat. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
that hat.
awesome. I appreciate
It's a good hat.
Can
Yeah.
you
It
get
is.
them online too?
Yeah, you can.
What's the deal?
You
How
can
do
go
we
to
get 'em?
omnifishing.com or omniafishing.com. And we got a couple different ones. We got a couple different colors, chartreuse and black. We got the MILF Life hats, the Alpha hats, yeah, so, you're having a bad day, throw the Alpha hat
Yeah.
off and, hold your head high. But,
That's right. Yeah. Now, are you doing any networking this week? Are you soliciting some new sponsors? Or
Yeah, you have to take an advantage at an event like this and do some networking, touch base with people, and I've had the opportunity to do that, and that's another reason a lot of anglers should come here is that opportunity is also there for them, even the up and coming guys, and high school anglers as well.
Yeah, and I've said this before. A lot of fans of the sport look at ICAST and they say, "Man, I wish I could go to ICAST, but it's a business to business show."
Yeah,
dude, this is
your opportunity.
like ICAST,
It
right?
is.
This is the Disneyland of fishing.
Just as many
right
deals
here.
made here, Mike.
Just as many, and a lot of new product being launched too.
Absolutely.
As well.
Look at the Abu stuff.
Abu stuff's unbelievable.
Amazing.
Crazy Abu stuff. Except the Fletcher Shryock and Hunter Shryock rods they're trying to give away over
The
here.
green and the orange
Yeah.
tank.
The rack
They're
is full.
$79. By Sunday, they'll be given away for $9.95.
Buy 3, get 16 free.
Brian Carpenter.
We have an update on the scoreboard over here. Hank Cherry just dropped 29.3 on the scale.
Dang.
Wow.
29.
That's official?
Wow.
Wow.
Just
That's
heard it.
crazy.
Dang. Holy
29.3.
cow.
29.3.
That's a satchel.
That's almost the dirty 30.
That's,
Almost.
Yeah.
that's a good start.
It is interesting because I did hear a lot of chatter coming in this event that a jerkbait would not play.
Right.
Because of the dirty
The
water,
clarity.
the influx of mud coming down to Tennessee. People were like, rattle trap, vibration, spinnerbait, vibration jig, chatterbait, spinnerbait. That's going to be the deal. Dude.
Hank
he-
Cherry is a very good jerkbait
He's the
fisher.
best.
Amazing.
He's, in
Amazing
my opinion,
jerkbait.
I would put him up there with Kevin.
Yep.
Kevin's not here anymore. I could say that. I would put Hank Cherry. I wouldn't say it if he was standing there. I'd put him right up there with the best jerkbait fisherman in the world.
Dang.
The one fish catch I saw today live, though, I want to bring this up. I noticed that it was and I won't say the brand because I don't know what his deal is or whatever, but I noticed it was the deeper bill jerkbait.
Yeah.
Now, is that it? I find that a little interesting too.
That's old school.
It's old school.
You don't
Yeah.
see a lot of people throwing the
No,
deep divers
the deeper
anymore.
bill
Yep.
jerkbait is.
You know about it. You like the deep
I like the
divers.
deeper bill.
I do too.
I like the deeper bill.
I do too.
The other thing that I thought was interesting is Hank caught most of his fish today on a bridge, right?
Yeah.
And I
Put up with it.
actually wrote it off because of the sheer amount of pressure the bridges get here. Dude, on any given day on Guntersville, there are 20 boats on each
Easy.
causeway.
And not just bass fishermen.
Everybody. I sort of wrote it off. I'm like, the causeway's not going to hold up. I know Randy won on a DT6 Demon last time he was here.
How did he hear about that bait? Do we know?
But I don't know. Be you.
I don't know how he heard about it. Oh, yeah, sorry.
But I in my mind, I'm thinking the guy that wins here is going to find something little. Like I was looking at Brandon Lester fishing up the lake on these little ridges, and I'm like, yeah, that's the guy because he's got it to himself.
Isolated.
It's isolated.
Yep.
And here's Hank Cherry fishing community holes with a deep jerkbait, dropping the dirty 30. That's
How about
incredible.
it?
Will it hold up?
Shout out to Hank Cherry,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Hank's
Good
a good
job.
guy. We like Hank.
Who asked that question? Will it hold up? Because that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
the-
if it'll
I
hold
mean,
up.
that's the thing with the bridges too, and then the pressure is going to increase obviously tomorrow and Sunday, right?
It will increase for sure. It
So-
will increase for sure.
We'll
Yeah.
see. But Hank's an amazing jerkbait fisherman.
He's on another level.
Yeah.
He's on another level. He's
More
on another
power
level.
to him. And we
Yeah.
had Alex Davis this morning say, "Hey, I don't think it's going to be one on a jerkbait because of the clarity," just
Right.
like you were at, Mike.
I didn't think
You
either.
know?
I didn't think either. You talked about the pressure and something else that I want to address real quick. I watched live this morning for a while before the show started, and several of the guys in live, when the camera guy would pan up, there'd be a boat fishing on the bank in front of them, on the bank behind them.
Really?
Dude, and I'm not fishing this event. There's no money on the line for me. And I was mad. I'm yelling at my phone. I went down to the gym, and I'm watching it live, and I'm yelling at my phone. I'm like, get out of there! What are you doing, man? If you're a true fan of the sport,
Stay away.
why are you fishing Guntersville during the Bassmaster Classic? You idiots! That's what I'm saying. This
Exactly.
Is, don't you feel like
Listen,
that?
Congratulations.
It's
Thank
3
you.
days.
Yeah.
It's 3 days.
Yeah.
Give it to them.
Leave these guys alone, man.
I agree.
Leave these guys
100%.
alone.
Thanks, Mike.
Dude, you go one lake up, go one lake down.
Yeah.
Wheeler's a really good lake. The spillway at Wheeler's a really good lake.
Yeah.
Go have fun there.
Go somewhere.
Go to a
else.
private
Go
pond.
somewhere.
Go to Palatine Lake in Pittsgrove, New Jersey.
Somewhere, you
It's
know?
loaded with them.
That's right.
Sending them
Get off
over.
the playing field.
It's loaded with them. Is that not frustrating to everybody?
It is.
It just me?
No,
Is it
it's ridiculous.
frustrating?
Hey,
I don't think they know what it's like to have something like that resting in the balance of opportunity. You know,
Man.
they don't. They just don't understand.
Hey, we talk about a thing on Stray Cast all the time, and it's called proper bassin' man.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
proper bassin' man. And that's respecting your fellow competitors as well as your fellow anglers, not just for tournament fishermen, but bass fishermen in general.
Yeah.
And that's disrespectful, flat out disrespectful. I
Yeah.
mean, look, you have to understand that in bass fishing. If you follow bass fishing, you know what these guys are there for.
Yeah.
Respect it.
Right.
Respect it. Now here's something else I want to bring up, and feel free, Mike. I know you're not shy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm kind of seeing a little resurgence, or let's say a surgence in people boxing fish. Okay. I don't necessarily think that is necessary. In bass fishing, we always talk about, and we've talked about it for years, about controlling the uncontrollable variables.
Yeah.
You know how we always talk about
Yeah.
that? Well, we want to sustain our life source, which is the largemouth bass, right? Or
Yeah.
smallmouth bass, whatever it may be, spotted bass. But there are so many of us sticking these fish in our live well just for 5 fish
The
shots.
unnecessary boxing.
Yeah.
At the
bass.
unnecessary box
Yeah.
for the glam shot at the end for
Yeah.
your Instagram.
Yeah.
Now, I do know that certain professional anglers do this because it's a source of income. Okay?
Right.
Or even Pete Glusick would say, hey, man, sometimes I have to do that. I have to show my 4 fish because then I do that and then I get guide trips. And my
Right.
guide trips book up. But I'm just going to be honest, man, it bothers me. I
Right.
don't like seeing people boxing fish, driving around with them all day just to make yourself look cool on Instagram at the
Right.
end of the day.
Right. I'd agree with that.
That's
I'd agree with
bullshit.
that.
Don't
I'd
do
agree
it.
with that. I'd agree with that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The one thing MLF does really well is the weigh, catch, weigh, release. I love that, especially during the spawn, taking fish away, from their beds. I mean,
and
it
hold on.
does hurt the fish.
But let me say, I am not against tournament angling.
Right, right.
I'm talking about out fun fishing, goofing around just to
Yeah.
make yourself look cool on social media.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
I agree
Yeah.
100%. I don't think people realize what they're doing to the fish and the stress they're putting them under. And I get everybody wants to hold the big fish up in front of social media and everything, but man, think about the fish a little bit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So, if anybody's watching right now, we're not live, so it doesn't matter, but don't fish.
Mike.
Don't fish tomorrow. Don't fish tomorrow.
Yeah, don't fish Guntersville and
2
don't
more
box your
days.
fish.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Leave these poor
Have
guys
some
alone.
respect.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Leave them alone.
Spec it.
Respect.
Spectacus.
Brian, you want to hook up the boat tomorrow and go fishing?
Yes.
Guntersville?
Yeah. what bridges Hank at?
Yeah.
Got
I
a
know
really
this
good
bridge.
spot in Browns Creek
find
I know about.
Torpedo.
Talk a little history at Guntersville. This lake, to me, I've had I've had highs here and I've had lows here for sure. In 2006, I got to win an elite here, and it was for sure one of the high points of my career. You know what I mean? It was a high point. It was a win in a year where if I didn't win that one, I wouldn't have won Angler of the Year. It really did come down to that. So I got some high points here. Also have some low points. I've had some bad ones here. I've had ones that I've led where I let it slip away, and so a lot of history here. But I want to go back to my win, and I want to just set the record straight a little bit, because especially some of the messages I get when I make some posts, okay? And I have this little thing called In the Shop that I do, where I like to talk about techniques and baits. And on these shop videos, I never claim, ever claim to be the inventor of something. I never do it. I just like to show it.
Right.
I like to say, here's how you rig it. Yeah. Here's this new technique. Here's how guys are doing it.
Like your spinner flukes.
Whatever it is. Spinner flukes, spinner majiggers, whatever they are. And specifically a lot on some of these finesse baits now. Guys are like, you're taking the credit for that. That's not your bait. That's Ned's bait. That's Ned's bait.
Wow,
I never
Mike.
said it was my bait, first of all. But at the Lake Guntersville tournament, I took a French fry. I was biting it down.
Oh,
I was
God.
taking a 4-inch French fry. I was biting it down so it was 2 inches.
Not that kind of French fry that
Not
you're
that
laughing
French fry.
about.
Not a McDonald's
Not
French
that fry.
And I was basically fishing a Ned rig way back before there was ever a Ned rig. So, and I never claimed to invent it, but it was a cool one. Wins are.
It's pretty cool that you invented the Ned rig. I think that's awesome, Mike.
I think
You heard it here first. Mike
coming in.
Iaconelli, inventor of the Ned rig.
Thank
Right
you.
here.
Thank you.
Fake
Good job,
news.
Mike.
Fake
Thank
news.
I'll bet you.
I knew you could do it.
Yeah, but I'll bet you with that bait, that's one bait that just about everyone invented on their own. Brian and I
Yeah.
ran a version of it ourselves.
Right,
in
exactly.
early 2000s.
That's what I mean.
We just didn't give it a name.
It's called northern fishing in the north.
Yeah.
Not very many things are brand new, right? Every once in a while, something's brand new. But, dude, even a shaky head.
Like the umbrella rig was brand new, right?
Yeah,
Was it?
it's not.
It's a
you know?
striper bait.
Yeah, it's a striper bait. Yeah, but the shaky head has been fished for years and years before that. It's called a jig worm, right? It's called a slider
Yeah.
worm. I mean,
Yeah.
a ball head. I mean, guys have been fishing shaky head before it was called a shaky head. So things keep getting reinvented,
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's the next thing to get reinvented, Pat? Parachute pants?
Yeah, I would love that. Our Z Cavaricis would be
Cavaricis.
amazing.
Yeah, MC Hammer.
I think you and I should do a show in Z
All right,
Cavaricis.
show of hands. Who wore parachute pants when they were young?
Come on.
She
Don't be
did.
shy.
Anybody? Bell bottoms.
I need a pair.
Bell
Bell
bottoms.
bottoms.
Uh-oh, Mike.
Acid wash jeans. Acid wash jeans.
Acid
They're coming
wash.
back.
Wait a minute.
Acid wash. Acid wash
jeez.
jeans. They're coming back. Acid wash jeans. Okay.
Nothing. Who wore not? Oh, never.
cut off jean shorts with work boots.
Shorts.
I'm the only
Only
one.
one.
with the
You're
pocket.
the only male.
Dukes and boots.
Dukes and boots. We're not talking about Dukes and boots. Oh my God. Dave, do you think it's funny that through Ike Live we've been able to rip Brian through his years?
I think the show
as a,
only
much
as
every
a,
show there's a
as
new
a
rip.
toddler all the way to adulthood. We've been able to rip
it
on
only
Brian.
exists so we can make fun of Brian in front of everybody.
It's so good. It's so good.
That's
some
not
of the
accurate.
Some of the characters, Brian, are really
His
good.
ghost hasn't been to the classic yet. Though.
Brian's ghost
has not been to
Doug's-
the classic.
Doug Hannon's ghost.
Doug
is, but not
Hannon was
Brian's.
ghost, but not
Yeah.
Brian's ghost.
It's crazy.
Oh,
Interesting.
God.
Unbelievable. Brian's van, Brian's Huffy,
Yeah.
Ding Dong, so many.
Brian,
My boat that would never happen.
Yeah, the boat. Well, that
Dave?
was the wrong prediction. It's here. It's real.
Now,
It's bad.
Did you
Yeah.
talk about the boat yet?
No, I would just
Just
On
used it as a table.
With Kobe Krieger,
on
we
him.
did a minute.
Well, can we talk about Brian's sweater first, or do you want to?
The knitted fish sweater.
Yeah.
he sucked. Dude.
Can
Such
we
a dick.
find
Can we
Brian's
Oh my
knitted
God.
fish sweater?
No, I'm good.
The best thing about Brian's knitted fish sweater was this: the
I know.
sleeves
Yeah.
came to about there.
I got
Really?
long arms.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
She didn't account for his like 80-inch wingspan.
It was hand knitted. It was beautiful. It was hand knitted. It was this very thick, twine that
Yeah.
was in there, knit. and it had this beautiful leaping bass coming
Trout.
through
It was a trout.
It was a
trout.
Like,
And it had-
That's how bad it was.
and there were flies on the sleeves.
Where in the hell is that from?
My sister made
His
it.
sister made it for him as a gift. Dude, at home, we had our club.
He wore it out?
No, listen, I'm gonna tell you what he did. Oh my God! We had our club classic. We had our party like at a banquet hall.
Yeah.
And he showed up with that on, dude.
Like on purpose? Like to be funny?
No, dude.
No, to be serious.
He was honoring Vicky's gift, and
That-
he wore the thing, and you're laughing at him,
Yeah.
man.
It's a nice gift.
The nicest thing he
It's a
had
nice
at the time.
gift.
Might have been.
He had that one pair of khakis. The only thing nice he owned.
Oh my God, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another walk down memory lane.
Shout out to Vicky for that
Vicky
sweater.
sweater.
Shout out to Vicky for the sweater.
Hey guys, can I interject and tell you that that's my favorite parts of Ike Live? Like whenever you
What,
guys
ripping on me?
No, yeah, basically. But no, when you guys talk about when you're kids and stuff, and how you
good.
busted on each other and all the good stuff you got. That's Ike Live to me. That's Ike Live.
A
dude.
lot of good memories.
Hell yeah, that's good shit.
Oh, it's
For you.
unbelievable.
The roast of
A lot
Brian.
of
It
scars
should be-
over here.
Yeah, rename it as the roast of
Scars
Brian.
of love.
A lot of scars.
Yeah.
Torn and frayed live.
What else? What else you want to remember?
I don't remember anything.
No, we're good.
I do want to switch gears and talk about.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
I do want to talk about the boat, Bill, the tiny boat, and it was so neat that. Yes, come
Come
in
on,
here,
say,
come
come
in here
on
real
over.
quick. Lot of people throughout the show, Brian and Carpenter, talking about this boat,
Yeah.
It was awesome. I'm not kidding. No less than a dozen people saying we love the Ike Live boat build. It's unbelievable. We're doing the same thing. We're
Yeah.
building one. We've got an old tracker. We've got a 12-footer. Really, really cool to have this here. It was a good idea. We teeter-tottered on the fact of having it or not having it.
True.
So it was really cool that they decided to pull the trigger and bring the boat.
I agree.
A lot of positive vibes.
Yeah, I had a lot of people come up to me and talk about the boat today, and it was cool.
It's
Yeah.
beyond
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, it's very, very, very tricked out.
Yeah.
It's probably more tricked out than my Bass Cat. It might be. It's pretty awesome. Definitely got a better
fish
I
out
like
of
the
it next year.
subwoofers.
I might.
We might fish out of it next year.
I
for sure.
might fish the tiny boat trail next year, and that's
Me
it.
and you. I've been seeing
Could
you
you guys
hammering
both
them
get
at
in?
home. The poor guys at home.
That's the only place
Showing
I can
up on
catch
the-
them.
Me
Is
and
at
Bob.
home.
Poor guys on Wednesday nighters. Ike shows up. Everybody's just like,
Yeah.
that's just wrong.
All right, everybody, if you're just tuning in, if you're just joining us, we're here at the 2020 Bassmaster Classic, just joined by the one and only legend in the sport of bass fishing, Ish Monroe, joining us.
Hey.
Ish. How you doing, Ish?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. First thing, we talked about this. I don't know if you heard it, if you were here earlier, but we said to everyone how nice it is to have MLF guys here at the Classic.
Yes,
right?
it's great.
It's a good thing.
It's
dude.
great.
It's a
I've
good
seen
thing.
so many Iconelli autographs that it's been phenomenal. You
Yeah.
know, you got Kevin here, you got myself here. I mean, you have all the guys that are here. Cody Myers running around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Brent Ayler's running around
Yes.
here. I mean, it's just about everybody you want to meet. I mean, all the biggest names in bass fishing are here, you know, supporting the fans.
Yes.
Because that's who it's about.
It's about the fans.
It's about
and
the
it's about
fans.
the growth of the sport.
Exactly.
It's so nice because I think a lot of people, when all this controversy happened, they said, "Look, these guys are taking sides."
Watch
MLF.
that guy behind you.
Yeah, they said ML. Yeah, well, listen.
Speaking of the devil, and he shows up. There it
The
is.
devil, like,
But-
oh my
devil's here.
No,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here for this. But it is nice to see MLF guys coming
Support.
to an event and saying it's not about bass or about MLF. It's
About the
about the
fans.
fans.
About the
And it's
fans.
about
Right.
the growth of the sport.
Fans.
Yep.
That's awesome.
All about
That's
the
it.
fans.
That's awesome.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm signing autographs, kissing babies, having a great time.
Careful
you
kissing
know.
babies. Have you heard about the coronavirus?
Well,
I don't know how contagious those babies are. Be careful.
Once again, I'll take my chances. I think the fans are more important, you
Yeah.
know, once again. But no, it's just been great being here, and everybody's full supported because the one thing about it is the fans love bass fishing as a whole.
Yeah.
And they're paying to it all the way around.
Yeah.
They're rooting for the guys fishing for the Classic. You know, I've got my favorite Johnny Cruz, you know, and then they got coming up to me and asking me about, well, you know, I saw you at Okeechobee and you caught a 6-pounder there and you caught a 7-pounder at Eufaula. So they're paying attention to all of it. And so we have to make sure as anglers, as a group, that one's not better than the other. The fans are the ones that we need to cater to, because without fans, there is no sport.
Yeah.
I think this Classic for the fans is the best.
Yes.
The best Classic
Yeah.
because
Best of
they get
both worlds.
They
Best
get the
of both worlds.
opportunity to come out and see a lot of the names that they wouldn't normally get to see.
Yeah,
at the
Exactly.
I
Classic.
agree with that. I agree with that. Luke, I want, now that you're here, this is perfect for this conversation.
By the way, Renwick just grabbed me and said, "Hey, you're taking my
I love
mic."
it.
So-
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
In a perfect world,
Ice water.
is there a time in this sport where MLF, BASS, FLW can all coexist and all live happily ever after? Is that ever going to happen?
I think so.
I think
You
so,
think
too.
so?
But I think we're going to have to get to a point where all the schedules are kind of around each other, right? If
Right.
we can get there,
Yeah.
they can coexist.
Wouldn't
And
that
that's
be-
been a problem for like Ish. Some of the first times I ever fished around Ish was he's fishing the tour and the elites.
Two
and
boats.
And
One of the
two
first
boats.
guys to do it, two
Craziest
boats.
things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, but he
Two
pulled
boats,
it
two
off.
trucks, and it was you know, it was trying to make it, because once again, I wanted to fish everything, and I still want to fish
Of
everything. You know, if I had the opportunity to fish bass, I'd be fishing bass. If I had the opportunity to fish MLF, I'd be there too. FLW, all the same. Like, if they made a schedule that I could fish all three, I'd be that
Geographically,
guy.
you could go
Geographically,
and not-
you go. And even if it wasn't geographically, I would give up practice, because that's what I did in the old days.
Yeah.
I would miss FLW. Actually, the best year I had on tour, I ended up finishing 5th in the points.
Yeah.
And I was actually in 2nd going into the last day. I got 1 day of practice for each one of the FLW events.
Wow.
And it was a half a day of practice.
Yeah. And you had a great season.
And I had a great season.
Fishing
So,
the moment, man.
Yep.
That's
Do you
the way to
think
do it.
that day will come whenever they sit down and hash out the schedules together?
I don't know. I hope that day comes. I am very hopeful, but it's hard. It's hard
Oh,
because
it's
I know
it's business.
It is a
Business
business.
is
business.
It is
At the
a
end of the
business.
day.
But it would be great to see these young guys be able to go from one tournament to one and do the whole thing and make as much money they can.
Exactly.
As a professional angler.
Because it's all about
Yeah.
making money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
a guy that can go out, because I can tell you that I had those years where, man, I'm glad I fished FLW, because I had a sucky year on bass. And the years I had a sucky year on FLW, I made it up in bass. And then the years that I did good on both,
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like my best year in tournament winnings is when I fished both. And that was in 2006. I made $420,000 in winnings alone.
Wow.
That's not a single sponsored dollar at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, at $420,000, I mean, these kids have the opportunity to actually make more than that now.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And if they could be able to fish all 3 tours, imagine a kid going out there and just having a great season
Yeah.
and making $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. How about $1 million
Yeah.
in winnings? I mean,
Yeah.
imagine letting Joe Lee loose or
Oh,
Jacob
God.
Wheeler loose on
Nobody wants that.
all 3 circuits. I mean, them
That's
dudes
scary.
would go out there. Right. Edwin.
Yeah.
I mean, you look
Yeah.
at Edwin's season last year. Edwin made over $500,000 and that's on one tour. If he could have fished 2 or 3 tours,
Yeah. It's
Sky's
crazy.
the limit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Sky's the
when you're
limit.
having that role, like you're saying, it
Yep.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
what the format is. It's still bass fishing. You're
Yeah.
going to do good across
Yep.
all formats, all trails.
Yep, exactly.
Having those years.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen.
yep.
We talked about earlier, and I want to get everybody's opinion on this, how great it was to see kids today. We saw a lot of
Oh,
youth.
yeah.
Oh,
we saw
yes.
It was awesome. We saw
Yes.
kids from
Lots of kids.
little doing lures and getting tackle boxes to a lot of kids, young people wearing jerseys.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
High school
High
anglers
school.
High
wearing
schoolers
jerseys.
are here.
Right?
But,
Sure.
But here's
it
the
starts
thing.
with the parents. We
Starts
got to
with
give
the
them
parents.
a little
Yes.
round of
Yes.
applause
Give
for
them
the
a round of
parents for
applause.
bringing them out here.
But here's the thing I want to bring up, and I have to bring it up. I want to talk and be real here. Do you feel a little bad that we're presenting all this, and then you go through high school, you get to college, you work your tail off, studying, working on that team, catching fish. Your dream is to fish pro. And then you get to that point, and there's these 3 leagues. You can't fish all 3 at once. It's hard to get into it. You need money to enter the tournament. You have to have sponsors. Do you feel like we're setting them up for failure when there's not this easy access in the sport like other sports?
No, absolutely not.
You don't feel bad
No.
about that at all?
No, because we're not setting him up. Because I was that kid with that dream. I
Yeah.
did not grow up with the silver spoon in my mouth. You
Yeah.
know, I grew up with government assistance, but it was hard work from when I was 14 years old just like you,
Yeah.
saving every penny you could to go out and be able to buy a boat and afford entry fees.
Yeah.
What we're teaching them is that there's a work ethic that comes with being at the top level of professional fishing.
Yeah.
You can't make it on skill alone.
Yeah.
You have to apply that hard work. And that's with any professional sports. Baseball, football, basketball, they could be the best athlete in high school, but if they don't apply themselves, they won't
I'd
make
agree
it to
with
that
that.
top level. So we're not setting them up. We're just letting them know that, hey, you have to work hard to be that top level angler.
Yeah.
And it comes with multiple things, and education is a huge part of that.
I'd agree
of
with that.
knowing marketing and being able to publicly speak besides going out there and catching fish. So it's not that we're setting them up for anything. We just have to teach them all the extra steps that they have to go, and then they have to apply themselves to that. So I say no.
Will there be a day, Luke, when a high school angler goes to a college team, graduates college, and goes right into the pro ranks on merit? Will that day come?
I think so.
You think
well,
so?
I mean, Jordan Lee, I mean, it was really
It's the real KVD.
almost his story.
The real
It is
KVD.
Oh!
The real KVD.
The real KVD, everybody.
The real KVD.
I think so. I think we'll see that.
I think we'll see it.
that.
I hope we see it. I hope we see it in my lifetime.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think we'll see it too.
possibility.
I think we'll see it too. I think but that's what we're breeding. You know, you say setting them up. No, we're breeding that angler to go straight from college. I mean, Joe Lee is realistically the closest thing from college, one year in the Opens to the tour to winning the Classic back to back.
Right.
So we're breeding that angler to come straight out of college. He's probably going to be fishing Opens. He's going to be fishing FLW Series events and go straight into it.
Yeah.
And I definitely think we'll see it.
Yeah.
I agree with this. I think the only thing separating our sport from other sports is, like you said, I think a kid can't go straight from college right into professional bass fishing right now.
Yeah.
But we haven't had that, I'm going to say, link between the two. I mean, you have one angler go from college to the Classic now, and I think that's a start. But I think, and the no entry fees, that's entry fees separates us from other sports.
Yes.
That's big. That's a step in that direction.
Yeah.
Like you're talking.
And BPT, like I've said on the podcast before, I applaud them for the no entry fees. The problem now, though, is still there are going to be entry fees at those BFL levels always. But like you said, you saved up, you worked through it. That's what a lot of guys have done. But to those young guys, we preach if you qualify for the BPT, there are no entry fees.
Right.
But you've got
You have to get
three
there.
levels. You're going to go through
a lot of
hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially to qualify.
But here's how you got to look at that too: is starting out in high school, how much does it cost to play football in high school?
No, I get it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
But it's different than our sport as far as, like you're saying, the entry for the pay to play is, and that's how it's always been.
And college.
College, we talk about college fishing teams. Let's talk about tuition.
Yeah, college
we need more scholarships for bass fishing.
Exactly. That's exactly what we
need. If anybody's watching right now and they have a daughter that wants to go to LSU, don't let them go.
What are you trying to say, Mike?
No,
what are you trying to say?
No, LSU is a great school.
Right.
I'm just messing around. I want to jump back and talk a little bit about Guntersville, because before you got here, I basically admitted, I said, what I thought was going to be winning here is not winning.
30 pounds?
30? I didn't see that. I didn't see a jerkbait playing. I didn't see the rocks playing. Is this stuff that you saw coming?
Oh, yeah.
Because you fished Guntersville a lot.
I fished Tennessee River a lot.
Yeah.
And with all the current we've got in the system right now, I mean, my man will tell you, like, that's the deal. I mean, I figured we would see something different that a lot of people weren't expecting, like the eelgrass bite, like the typical Guntersville hydrilla, because of all the current. And rock plays here February, March. Rock's huge.
Is it watercolor too? Is that another part of it? Like the watercolors look like when I saw it looked perfect.
That's beautiful, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, I want to be out there.
Yes.
All right, so maybe you can answer this, Luke. How does this lake hold up to the pressure? Because specifically on the bridges, right?
Yeah, man.
On any day, Monday through Sunday, I mean Monday at like 9 a.m. in the morning when everybody should be working.
Every ramp's full.
Every causeway has 20 boats going up and down. How does it
40
hold
guys
up?
standing on the bank.
Yeah.
Throwing it crappie and catching bass.
It's unbelievable.
I wish I had an answer. I've never seen. That's why it's the greatest lake in the United States.
Yeah.
For the pressure it gets, right? I know you can make arguments, man.
Yeah.
Champlain, St. Clair, whatever.
Delaware River is the best place on the planet.
For the pressure, that's true.
I'm still a big fan of Chick. I mean, but I'm a big fish guy.
And
but
it gets
gets
pounded
pounded as
too.
well. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm a big
pounded.
fish guy. You know, Guntersville's great for numbers and good for size. Chick's still good for those giants.
That's
and
right.
you know me, I want giants. The bigger, the better.
Yeah.
But yes.
I think the eelgrass has helped in the last few years, though, because I think a lot of the anglers, when it first broke loose on all the ledges where we had hydrilla, where we had milfoil, we didn't know how to fish it.
Right.
Right? Because you can't attack it the same way. And I think the fish, truly, I think it's helped them, hide from the pressure a little bit. Because when the river ledge bite breaks loose, like the typical Tennessee River thing, I think a lot of them slide up in that just as much as they slide down that ledge. And I think it protects them from getting their heads caked.
Grass is good.
Yeah.
Grass is good.
Where did the eelgrass come from?
Dude, no clue. Now
Eels.
It's a big eel spill up
Eel
around
spill, yeah.
Chickamauga.
Yeah.
They taste really good.
It's like, where did the Asian carp come from?
Someone say
Asia.
grass?
Like the coronavirus.
The coronavirus. Yeah, exactly.
That's where it came from.
Did
Ish,
someone say grass?
Someone said grass. Ish, I got to ask you this. How weird is it being at a classic and not fishing it? Give us your take on that.
I've had a few of these, and it's not really a good feeling, but it is a good feeling. You know, I get to come and support my sponsors like Daiwa, and get to go see Yamaha and hang out at the Ranger booth and get to interact with the fans. And once again, just like you, I am all involved in kids getting out there. And so when you hand these kids a hat and you see how excited they get and they want to talk about fishing, and their parents tell you how they don't want to play video games, they'd rather go fishing, and just bring something to me. So it's nice to be here from that standpoint.
Yeah.
It sucks because, once again, I'd love to be out on Guntersville catching
Yeah.
29 pounds of bass.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
You know,
Yeah, so mixed emotions.
mixed
Yeah,
definitely.
I can understand that. Luke, I want to talk to you a little bit about how this sport is changing from a standpoint of how people get information. And, dude, podcasting,
Definitely.
digital content has changed the way
Everything.
people view the sport. Can't tell you how many times, just strolling the show, people, talk to me and they say, "Man, I love your show." And I said, "What show?" And I'm thinking they're talking about MLF or
Right.
whatever. They're talking about
Right.
They're talking about the podcast.
Yes.
They're talking
Yep.
about
The Ike
Go
Live.
and Ike.
Yep.
Or they're talking about Ike Live. They're talking about, and I know you get it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, I love that fish you caught, and you're in your mind, you're thinking, oh, that one I caught at the tournament. You're like,
No.
that you caught on your YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
That's
and-
right.
Yep.
That's right.
How's that? Is that a good thing that this
think
world's
so.
changing?
I think so, and I think it's making us all tighten up our game a little bit, right?
Right.
Like pro fishing, I know you're both like me. We all grew up Bassmaster magazine, right?
Yep.
You're looking at Bassmaster. That's where we got our content from,
Yeah.
and the Bassmaster television show on TNN and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Now there's this endless flow of content. If anything, I feel sorry for the fish because
Yeah.
right, the people are learning. They're learning
Right.
younger than
Yep.
we ever did, how to catch them in different situations.
Yeah.
They're learning different techniques, but you can actually, between the live coverage,
Yeah.
YouTube,
Yep.
and all the social media content, man, an angler has no excuse now
It's-
to not know what's going on in the world of
Well,
bass fishing between techniques.
It's so easy because, once again, I can send in a question to Luke Dunkin's podcast about how to catch them on a spinnerbait, and he knows enough great spinnerbait fishermen like the Jason Christies and the Rick Cluns and guys like that, where he can go, hey, matter of fact, we're going to answer your question next week when I get this guy on the show. And then all of a sudden you have Jason Christie teaching you how to catch them on a spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Think about the information these young anglers have at their
Oh,
fingertips.
man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Is
Crazy,
it going to
dude.
change the sport in 15 years?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Crazy.
better are the anglers going to be? you
Yeah.
know?
It's
Look at
crazy.
him now. Look at him now.
Oh, yeah.
I know. Look
mean,
at the college.
people-
Look at Cody Huff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kid that's won 2 big tournaments
Dude.
this year. I don't know what he started out with a
killing it.
bang this
Had a good
morning.
start.
I don't know what
Yeah.
he had overall.
It's
but
so funny is everybody thinks like
Good
Ott
update here,
Defoe
actually.
is like 35, 40 years old. I'm like,
No.
he's under 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jordan Lee can barely go to the bar now and drink.
28 years old, man.
I mean, Jacob Wheeler, same thing. Is like, these are kids. They're not full-grown adults. They're kids. And so it's pretty cool to see, that out there and the information that's out there. And
They're not the
available to them.
Denny Browers that we grew up watching,
No.
Larry Nixons that were
No.
in their 50s when they're dominating. These
Right,
guys are
exactly.
dominating
They're
in their,
young.
in their
20s.
upper 20s,
Yeah, it's crazy. And the other thing, too, I notice is you hardly ever see a boat nowadays without an action cam, a GoPro
Right.
in their boat.
Yep.
It's almost like it's like having a power pole, right? You have to have it. It's like having a chatterbait tied on. You have to have it. Dude, every boat, from kayaks to full-size bass boats, has that YOLO tech.
That's right.
Has a
Yep.
camera mounted on that YOLO tech. Is that amazing?
that is
It is.
amazing.
It's
That
amazing, right? Is there any negative things of having a camera on your boat at all times, or is it all positive?
unless you're not catching fish, you turn it off and start catching it.
It legitimizes though, because we had an instance out in California where a guy was Lake Shasta's spotted bass, and a big bag on Lake Shasta's 12 to 13 pounds. Well, this kid went out and caught 38 pounds of bass, like completely destroyed the tournament. And everybody's like, he cheated, he was doing this, he was doing that.
Yeah.
He had a camera in his boat. He aired the footage from beginning to end of the whole deal.
Was proof.
And it was complete proof. They saw him make the cast, catch every single fish, and there was no cheating. And so it legitimized him, and nobody questions his,
The same thing happened back home. They accused a high school coach of fishing with the kids.
Yeah.
And they protested, came to him, and he's like, I got it all on GoPro.
Did the whole thing.
Yep.
Taped right there.
Taped
I
right
love
there.
it.
I love the video.
Yeah.
The video deal keeps guys, so if there's any question and you have a GoPro on your boat, if you're basically, here's the information, here's the video, you show it, everything's good.
Yeah.
Then the guys that don't show it, then you know that there's a question there.
Yeah.
So I like them in the boats.
It also keeps it real with baits, right?
Yes.
Like you remember,
Yes.
You're held accountable.
Yeah, if you're an old guy like me, you remember the days when you could catch them on something, and it would be edited, and you could make a quick call, and you could say,
The
hey,
bait and switch.
don't show that, I'd show this. And today's fishing, what you see is what they're using, right? There's none of
No
that.
way to hide it from
There's
live.
no way to hide it, and I like that.
The
I
fact
like
that
that.
Ike doesn't throw my frog, I catch it every time. I caught him on a frog today. Which frog did you catch him on? Oh, man, I caught him on yours. Yeah, show me you caught him on mine. Yeah.
I'd like to get better at throwing a frog. I don't catch enough on a frog, but I do like that. I like the accountability of saying, that guy caught it on that,
Yes.
and there's no hiding it anymore. I do like that a lot, It's a good thing. We talked earlier about this show is basically the public version of iCast.
Yes.
Right? These guys come out, fans come out and see stuff for the first time. I'll start with Ish, and we'll work down this way. One thing you saw today at the show that's new or semi-new that you said, people have to get this. People have to go look at this new product.
You're asking me a question when I couldn't make it from booth to booth to my father. I have not had time
Wait
to
a
walk
minute.
around
We're right
to-
next to Missile, and I
We
think
are
they have
right
this,
next to-
don't they have a new Nico
They
rig bait?
have a new bait. It's not even just a Nico rig bait. The new quiver, actually, I had that before the Classic.
Okay.
Secret, because I know a guy.
Yeah,
I do
you
know a guy. I
guy,
know a guy.
yeah.
So he sent me those, and so, the quiver's great. The Daiwa Tatula new SV reel that basically is an anti-backlash reel for guys who want to know. I mean, it's really hard. Yamaha's talking about their engines. I mean, Ranger's got new boats. I mean, there's so much stuff out there. There's not really one thing. I'm telling everybody, make sure you see it all.
Yeah.
Because you come and you spend multiple days here at the Bassmaster Classic. I see guys walking around here with 3 and 4 of the same rods, so there's obviously great sales going on.
Good deals.
So if there's one thing, it'd have to be the anglers.
The anglers.
Come and have the opportunity to shake hands with myself, Mike Iaconelli, Kevin Van Dam, Jacob Wheeler, Mark Daniels Jr., Justin Lucas, Brent Ayler. Like, the biggest names in the whole sport of bass fishing are at your access this week here at the Bassmaster Classic. Whether you
it's
catch,
a good reason to be
whether
here.
you catch the guys at coming off the water, or catch them when they're blasting off, to the guys that are working the show. That would be the one thing: is come and see your favorite angler, shake his hand, wish him good luck, whether it's at the Bassmaster Classic or during the tour season. And get his autograph.
Very cool.
Take a photo with him
I'd
that's
agree
going to
with
last
that.
forever. So that's my thing of the one thing that they need to definitely have. Is
I'd agree with that. One thing, new, old, or anything in between, that people have to see this week at the Bassmaster Classic Expo.
So I'm a big electronics guy.
Yeah.
And I think that the world of electronics is evolving much faster in the past year or two than it is, I'm going to say in the past 10 years. We've had down scan, side scan, but now we have 360 mega imaging. We have the Garmin
crazy
live
Changing
scope
so
and all
fast,
of it.
dude.
And I think I'm a big fan of the 360 mega imaging.
Yeah.
And I also like the live scope and what is it? What's the other one called?
Live Sight.
Panoptics, Live Sight.
Yeah,
I mean,
that new mount they have. I mean,
perspective.
I think the perspective.
Perspective. That's what I was going to be my answer. So you got it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think the opportunity.
Trolling motors. the new trolling motor.
Yeah,
From
all
every company.
Lowrance has a new Ghost trolling
Yeah.
motor. I mean, it's everything. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
all
some-
of them.
Yeah.
I think the electronics is a big thing to see.
Yeah.
The perspective and the
Yeah.
new 360.
And they're getting more affordable too, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
cool. Because I
Yeah.
remember the day when electronics they were
Oh.
junk or the really
The high-
good one
right.
that you needed that was so expensive. Now
Yeah.
you can
Second
get,
mortgage your house.
Yes.
You can get good ones
Yeah.
affordable
Oh, yeah,
in every
for sure.
brand. Humminbird,
In every
When's
Marine,
TH
brand.
Marine
Yeah.
coming out with their electronics? TH Marine
Soon.
You know, soon. All right.
We're
So
mainly
not-
selling T-shirts over here
Yeah, selling
and
t-shirts,
giving away
yeah.
gift cards,
right,
$1,000 gift
Oh,
cards.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Sign me
You're
up.
in.
$1,000 gift cards. I'm in.
$1,000
All right,
gift
Luke.
cards.
This is I'm going to spin it different on you. I'm not going to ask you any product. Give me a TH product that's new and exciting that people have to come check out here at the
Okay,
Classic.
whenever I say this, you're going to go, wow, that's really exciting when we're talking about electronics.
Yeah.
But we have a new foam tackle holder, okay? And
Yeah.
it's just really
Okay.
simple. You can stick hooks in the foam, double-side tapes underneath your lid.
Yeah.
It's something really simple, but you can stick shaky heads in it, hooks, and
I'm
they're right.
gonna call you
Yeah.
for that.
Son,
I'm gonna be-
son,
I'm gonna
they're
be
right
calling
there.
you.
I like
Like,
that.
I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I need that. So I'm like, I'm gonna call you.
Yeah,
Did you ever see the floor of my boat in practice?
I have seen, yes.
I think I need this.
I have a
Yeah.
challenge. If they can organize me, you can organize anybody. I fish out of Walmart sacks, man.
Well,
Dude.
it's not as flashy as electronics, but
No,
truly it
no,
helps
it's
you.
a big deal.
Organization in the boat can help you, and if you've got a certain hook that you like or a jig that you know you're going to use during the day, and you've got a few up there,
Spares.
you don't have to dig
You're gonna-
through. Yeah,
You know you're breaking
I
some
love-
jigs
I love
up,
it.
put 3 or 4
I
more up
lose
there.
my mind when I look in his boat. Like, you get in my boat,
It's terrible.
I
I've
love
fished
that
it. I've
idea.
fished-
Right.
I've fished with it.
organized.
Yeah.
Super organized. That deal's going to help me organize. When I look at Mike's boat, I just go, oh my God, I'm going to need a tetanus shot from everything that's in the bottom of his boat. So this will help organize him.
Yes.
So yes,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
definitely.
Tackle Titan.
I
foam
like
tackle
that,
holder.
and I'd agree. Some of the best products are the most simple products. The other one I saw a post from Jordan Lee, and I'll be honest, I didn't even know you guys had this product. I saw a post that he had this plug that plugged in
Yeah, the pedestal
the
base.
pedestal hole. And dude, I'm always losing junk down there. Stuff's getting a tungsten weight gets jammed in there. I can't get it out. And he made this post. He's like, TH has these plug holes, and I'm like, that's genius.
Mike's like,
It's like
I
a
need
rubber
those.
plug. I'm like, I gotta have that. Like,
That's
why didn't I
perfect.
think of that earlier? It's perfect. So,
$1 million idea.
not every product has to be.
And it's a $2, $2 part.
Yeah.
$2 part. You know.
Yep.
I like it. I like it.
Simplify
Heck
your
yeah, man.
fishing.
Simple's easy.
Hey, I want to tell a quick question. Can I
Yeah,
quick story
absolutely.
about Ish?
Oh.
Just real fast.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
like
do it. It
this.
wasn't
I
me, and
fished
he's
with Ish.
lying.
I fished with Ish. He was in second place at Grand Lake. I drew him as a co-angler, and had an awesome day.
Did he
but
tell you not
yeah,
to make a cast the whole day?
He didn't. We caught him. One of the first things he said in the morning was, "My net's broken, so good luck." But,
Yeah,
But
pretty much. Yeah.
but he's talking about how neat his boat is, and you did it all day. Everything's cool. Well, he was smashing them on this big jig, right? And we were idling out of his pocket, and I'm just typical fisherman, like take my hand up there, like, I just want to look at his trailer, and he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, man, don't touch my jig."
I learned that from Aaron Martins. I learned that
Dude,
from
he
Aaron
didn't want you
Martins.
to touch it, and
don't-
I was like,
Yeah.
dude, and I
Paranoid.
truly, like, I don't even know that.
Hey,
Yeah.
really just get a hold of it. But I
Yeah.
was like,
I
he's like,
don't
don't
know.
touch my
Wow.
jig. I'm like, hey, we're
I
good
don't
here, man.
know where his hands have been.
Right.
You know, We
This
don't
is
know
before
what
the
he-
coronavirus.
Right.
Man. Come on.
Or, hey, we don't know what he was watching on YouTube the night
Right.
before.
Or
I mean,
gas.
just saying.
The gas
Yes,
tank or
exactly.
something
Yeah.
like that.
There's a
Scared
lot of
him.
different things.
Dude,
Scared
there
him.
are so many levels of paranoia. Like, I love hearing these
Oh,
stories.
man, it was so good.
I think Aaron Martins, for sure,
Yes.
is one of the most
Oh,
paranoid.
for sure. Yeah.
We had guys we club fished back in the day, and they'd put lure wraps on their baits in the morning so guys wouldn't see the product. So there's
Oh, yeah.
all levels of paranoia. But I have to tell a story of the ultimate paranoia by a guy. And this is my hero, so I'm not talking smack on this guy. I know a co-angler that drew out with Rick Clunn. And he drew out, and in fact, he didn't even fish this day. Like, I think Rick was doing good in the tournament, so he's like, man, I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'm not even going to fish. So he sat back and watched. And I don't know, they're like 4 or 5 hours in. The guy had coffee in the morning. The guy had a water or two. And they're like into the day. And Rick's into what he's doing. He said he doesn't talk. He's very methodical, and he's cranking this little crappie crankbait looking thing. And he's just doing his thing. And he's finally like, man, I got. And he didn't even say anything to Rick. And he got back there on the back of the boat, and he unzipped, and he had to go to the bathroom, and he's peeing. And as soon as Rick heard that noise, he turned around and was like, "Stop! Don't you do that in the water! Don't you do that in the water! Stop! Stop!" and literally had to like stop the stream,
Just kill it.
kill the
Kill the
stream
stream.
midstream. You know how hard
Yeah.
that is to do it.
Yeah,
you can't kill midstream. You know, it's hard to do.
Hey,
You know,
don't try that at home.
don't try that. You're
Don't try
young,
that
but
out.
as you get older, you know, and you're all messed up. You know, you got to stop. Stop. And dude made him stop and gave him like an empty bottle to finish. And he explained himself though. He's like, no man. The pheromones will get in the water and it'll turn off the fish in this area. Now that's the ultimate level
That
of
is
paranoia.
the ultimate level.
That's awesome.
What if I had peed on Ish's jig? What would have happened? He would have lost his mind.
Oh my God.
Jason Christie was right around the corner. I would have dropped him off on Jason Christie's boat. That's
And,
what would have happened.
and Andy Morgan.
And the Andy Morgan, yes.
And Andy Morgan.
Well, Jason was running drugs, wasn't he?
He might have been. Who knows at that time?
What's that thing that just came out about Jason Christie?
Jason Quinn.
Jason Quinn. I bet Jason.
Totally different Jason.
I bet Jason Quinn.
Yeah.
What just came out about him?
Dude, Bernie Sanders, they had an ad talking about why the wall doesn't make sense. You know,
Right.
Trump wants to
Using
build.
his boat footage.
Using his boat, and they're like,
Wow.
these cartel members are running drugs and speedboats, and it's Quinn.
With his earrings.
With the earrings flopping and the,
And the hair.
whole thing. Yeah.
The beautiful hair flowing. in
Look
the
at
back.
this cartel member in his wrapped
Wow.
Evan Williams boat.
Jason, are you taking applications?
Wow, unbelievable. Did Bernie Sanders drop out of the race? Is he still
Probably. Does
anybody know that?
Quinn,
wait,
Quinn
this-
sucked all the fun
Bernie Sanders.
out of it.
This is like live.
Ike for president. Ike for president.
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's my Ike for president is my deal for
No
all the
politics.
politics. Let me get into it. Ike for president. Yes.
Boo.
See, everybody else is in. Ike for president.
Got
Yeah.
at least 7
Yeah.
votes right then.
I don't like politics. You like politics?
I don't like politics.
I don't like
I like bass
I can't
fishing.
do politics. I can't do politics. Ish, thanks for joining us.
Yep, thank you guys.
Luke,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for joining
Surprise
us.
appearance.
Yeah.
Dude, so good to see
It's
you.
a pleasure.
And congrats on your
Thank
Lake
you.
Okeechobee win. Let me remind everybody watching, you're going to see some... Oh, we got another guest. Oh, we're not going to end it yet. Okay, keep coming. Come on over here. Put these headphones on. You are at the Bassmaster Classic 2020. Put these things on.
Up on there, Brian.
Come on here. I love having surprise guests. Come on here.
That is some really good beer.
It is good beer.
Like, I'm not usually a big beer guy, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, that is my
Thank
beer
you.
of choice.
Yeah. All right. First of all, give us your name, where you're from.
My name's Alan. I am from Birmingham.
Alan, nice to meet
And
you. Good to have you on Ike Live.
I've met you a couple times.
Good to see you
and
again.
You are one of my favorite fishermen ever.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Man, hey, when you get out there in that boat and you get that energy,
It is energy. It is energy. Now-
that's the thing. You get that energy, man.
all right. Now, Alan, I want to ask you. So I'm glad you're here because I want to address that. I agree with what you're saying, and thank you. You have that energy. I have that energy. It comes out when you catch a fish.
It does.
So what?
Man, when I hook that fish, it's just like, I don't know, it's like lightning and thunder. It's just,
Because it's your passion, right?
That's right.
You've been you love fishing since you were little, like me.
oh,
you
yes.
love it. Right?
Oh,
It's your
yes.
passion.
My dad took me fishing when I was 5, 6 years old, and I've loved it ever since.
Me too. Me too. All right. So I want you to answer the ultimate question,
Okay.
which is every day of my life I get criticism from people that say, he's making too much noise. That fish is little. He needs
No.
to shut up. He's ruining
No.
the sport.
No.
Well, you tell. Look at the camera.
the
Tell
thing
him.
you should do is yell enough to make the fish come out of the water.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yell enough to make the fish come out of the water.
Go.
I agree with you. I agree with you. All
That's
right.
the way you do it, man.
Everybody watching that disagrees with me, listen to him. He's smart. Okay, you should feel like that, though, right? It's fun. Fishing's fun.
Right,
Make it fun.
Fishing's fun,
Yeah.
but it's also a sport.
Yes.
It is passion to what you want. I mean, you go to catch a bass, it's like he's against you.
Right.
You're against him.
It's a competition against a living
There
creature.
you go.
Yes, I'd agree with that.
And when you do that and you catch that fish, the passion just
Yeah,
pops in.
I'd agree. All right, now I got to ask you a second question, and this comes up a lot when you talk to people from different parts of the country. They say, we are the bass capital of the world. And I hear Birmingham, I hear Alabama brought up in that conversation a lot. I hear Florida, I hear Texas, but what is your take? Is Birmingham the bass capital of the world?
Guntersville, Lake Martin, Logan Martin.
It's a hotbed in this
It's a
area.
hotbed here.
Yes.
It is. If you want to come to a bass fishing state, it's Alabama.
It's got to be Alabama.
It's
So you think Alabama ranks above Texas, Florida, for sure?
I sure do.
I'd probably agree with you, but
I do.
Okay.
I do.
That's a
I mean,
good opinion.
now I've
we're getting a no over here. We're getting a head shake.
I've never fished Texas. I've never fished Louisiana.
Yeah.
But Alabama, Tennessee, it's it.
Yeah. I'd agree. I mean, I think
Tennessee River.
Yeah.
And on down Logan Martin.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah.
Guntersville, it's perfect.
You got to at least put it in the top 5, though, right? I would put
Thank
Alabama.
you.
I'd put this area at least in the top 5. If not
Thank
number
you.
1, it's got to be in the top 5.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Next question. This specifically revolves around Guntersville. Guntersville is one of the best bass lakes in the world.
It
It's
is.
one of the most famous bass lakes in the world. You have to admit that. And I'm going to give you 3 things, and I want you to tell me what's been the worst thing that's happened to Guntersville. Number 1 would be the fishing game gone there and killing grass. It's happened a lot over the years. They've tried to wipe out the hydrilla, the milfoil, the eelgrass. They've tried to wipe it out. Killing the grass. Number 2 would be the amount of fishing pressure. You know, since Guntersville gotten all this attention, you can't go there now without seeing 100 boats.
There's a million boats.
A million boats. Okay, so killing the grass, the amount of pressure, or number 3, Boyd Duckett moving to Guntersville. Which of those 3 is the worst thing to happen to Guntersville?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take number 1, and Boyd Duckett is one of my favorite fishers.
Okay, so it's not that one. Okay.
He's an Auburn fan. That's what kills me.
It's an Auburn.
Okay.
All right.
So
it's
what's
Boyd.
your 4th question?
I don't know if I have a 4th after that one. I don't know if I have a 4th. I didn't know Boyd was an Auburn fan. I didn't know that. I knew he was a fan of
The
money.
man wears an Auburn hat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. A lot of pros have moved to Guntersville.
That's
though.
right.
You know,
Yes,
I mean,
they
the list is impressive. Not just Boyd,
Yes,
but Randy Howe, Gerald Swindle,
A-
Chris
A-Ron.
Lane.
Gerald Swindle's from Trustville.
Is he not live in Guntersville?
No.
He doesn't. I thought he had a place in Guntersville.
I thought he
Am I
had
wrong?
one here.
Now,
He
he,
has one
may
on the
have
lake.
a place in Guntersville, but
Okay.
he lives in Trustville.
He lives in Trustville. Okay. But a lot of guys have relocated there, and that has got to be testament to the area.
It's that gummit, what's his name? The Japanese guy. He moved to
Takahiro?
Takahiro.
Yeah.
Didn't he move to Guntersville?
He may have. I don't know.
Did he?
I think I
He
did
may
hear
have.
that.
He may have. I think that would be a smart move. In the sport of professional fishing, Guntersville area, Huntsville, it's very centrally located. Great fishing around there. It's a smart move.
Right.
It's a smart move.
It's a great move
Yeah.
for anybody that loves the sport of bass fishing. Move to Alabama.
Yeah. I'd agree. All right. Here's the next big question. How'd you feel about that Alabama LSU game this year?
I have no comment on that one. Hey, LSU, they deserve what they got.
Yeah.
Hey, Alabama will come back.
Oh, they'll come back.
They
They'll come back,
always have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what we'll go from
There you
there.
go. There you go. Okay, predictions on this week's tournament. We saw a almost 30-pound bag weighed by Hank Cherry. Do you have a favorite? You have a prediction on weight
Yes.
this week?
I think Terry's going to win it, man.
You think so?
Yes, he's
okay.
going to win it.
There's the first prediction of the
He's
week.
going to win it, man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm telling
Taking
you.
it all the way home.
I told my brother a while ago, before that there was like 3 or 4 weigh-ins before him. I told my brother, I said, Hank Cherry is going to weigh in 30 pounds.
The dirty 30.
And he come in 29 pounds.
Wow. It's close to 30. Very close. Yeah.
Hank Cherry's going to win.
So Hank
this
Cherry
thing.
for the win.
I think he
Wow.
is.
Wow. Wouldn't that be amazing? It would be amazing to be the first jerkbait classic win in a while.
Really?
In a while, yeah.
Because
In a while.
most of them win on slower, like running worms or.
Well, we've seen
or,
we've seen
or
jigs.
jerking bottom baits or jig. Yeah.
Yep, we've seen jigs win. We've seen crankbaits
Right.
win recently.
And he's got something going on that nobody else
Yeah,
knows.
he's a little
about.
dialed. He's a little dialed on
He's
it. Yeah.
Man, you can tell me you can get 30 pounds in a day.
Yeah. It's pretty
You're
incredible.
doing something right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I mean,
It looks like he's
So-
going to end up today with about he's going to have about a 9-pound lead or so
Wow.
gone into
Right.
day 2.
right.
That's pretty
Going into
pretty
day
special.
2. Now, unless he hits a stag or something tomorrow, Hank Cherry will win this thing.
Right.
He's got a good start.
right.
You
We've got
can't
a
argue
couple.
that.
I think he will.
Yeah, we've got a couple guys with 20 pounds. We've got Todd Auten with 20 even. We got Micah Frazier
Todd
with
Ott.
20 even. Jason Williamson 18-3. Brandon Card 17-11. Seth Biter 16-10 with
Yeah.
a late rally
Yeah.
this afternoon.
Yeah.
And we still have guys to weigh. We don't have a Johnny Cruz yet, and we're going to see a couple more bigger bags. But
Refresh that.
I think Hank Cherry has got something going on that nobody else knows about. He's got something happening here because I saw last week. Now I saw a couple of guides that were on Guntersville, and the first guide had 9.5 pounds was his big one, and 6 was the small one.
wow, mega bag. That's a mega bag.
The second guide, his was 9 pounds, and his smallest was 5.5 pounds.
Wow.
These guys knows what's going on, and
Yeah.
I think Frank Cherry has got something going on with these dudes.
Yeah.
Frank Cherry, everybody.
He's got.
I think he does. I think he really
Frank's got
does.
it, man.
Yeah, yeah. He's got something figured out. You know,
Yeah.
when you see that kind of weight, for
Right.
sure he's dialed in on
Right.
something. Yeah.
I mean, the lowest one behind him's what, 20 pounds?
20. Yeah.
And he's at 29.
It's amazing.
The man's got something going
Yeah,
on,
that's
bro.
amazing. That's amazing. I think he'll be there in the end. Whether
Yep.
he wins or not,
No.
he'll be there right in the end.
Oh, yeah.
He really
Yeah,
does.
He will be. He
All
will
right.
be there. Brian, real quick, I mentioned it, but then we had a couple other guests pop on. This boat build has been talk of the show for sure. People talking about it. But the thing that I'd love to hear is people saying, this movement's coming on. I've got a little boat.
Yeah.
I've picked up a little boat. I'm going to build it. This has inspired a lot of people to get
Yeah,
going on
that
stuff.
was really cool.
It's cool.
Had a couple guys stop by and say that this motivated them to go ahead and do it, and that was neat. That was
That's
really
awesome.
neat.
Yeah, it's really cool. Any you get any offers on buying it this week yet?
People have mentioned it. I don't think they can afford it. I think we priced ourselves out of the
Or
market.
price yourself out.
Yeah.
It's a good looking
I've
boat.
got one. We built our decks. We built rod boxes and all that. Anybody want to buy it? Let's go.
Wow, you got one for sale.
Let's go.
Now, did you use wood for the decking or aluminum? Aluminum.
Aluminum on the
Aluminum.
bottom, wood decking.
Wood
and-
decking.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. It's good. Well, I like it. I like the whole tiny boat movement. I think it's cool. To
I do
expand
too.
the sport a little bit. So
I'm trying to talk him into stopping in Kentucky and putting it in a couple holes.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Okay. I love you guys.
I
man.
love it. I love it. I love it. It's been a great show.
We got one more thing coming up.
We
so-
do?
Yeah, just
Oh.
give it another second.
Oh, cool. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
More things. Hi, guys. How you doing today?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh, keep talking.
No, I ain't take mine off.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Dude, thanks for coming on the show. It was awesome. Thank you. Thank you. It was nice having you on. It was awesome talking to you. It was awesome talking to you. Huh? Oh, Stormtrooper, yeah. Stick around for one more. Oh, stick around. We got Stormtrooper. Oh, I guess we got Stormtrooper coming back. I didn't know.
Sure, why not?
We do. I thought he was right there. It's funny that he's not.
Uh-oh. They're fixing to screw with me, aren't they?
No, never.
Oh, I thought he was fixing to put that stormtrooper on.
That's
there.
Stormtroopers. You know, he's very,
Hey,
very
man.
controversial. That Stormtrooper. You
Yes,
know,
he is.
he's very controversial. He's always bringing stuff up. You know.
It would look good on you.
Oh, yes, it would. Anything would look good on me.
So, you know, the FCC only tried to shut down Ike Live 3 times in its 7-year history, and all 3 times it's been because of Stormtrooper. So,
Because of me.
not because of Stormtrooper. All
Ah,
because
I'm just
Stormtrooper.
kidding.
Yeah. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Yes. Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. I mean, have you ever talked for like 12 hours straight?
No,
I've been
I
talking.
haven't.
I'm tired. I need another Founders at least.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my Founders is empty.
Well, fill it up.
We have any more
I
Founders?
took
back
the rest
there?
of it.
Oh,
Get
God.
somebody to fill it up, man.
Oh, look at this. We got
Oh,
we got
no.
Zog coming in with a new Founders. Thank you,
Oh,
Zog.
no.
We have to fill that up. Shameless
oh, man,
plug
he
right
could
now.
have brought me one of those.
This is the Ike Wild Gear Party Cup. Shameless plug.
Yeah, bring me one of those.
Yeah, why don't we get another beer over here?
Not a. Oh, okay.
Here.
We'll take it.
Take the rest of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Man, you know what? We're off air, right?
Yeah, well, we're definitely off air. Yeah.
Would you sign my can?
I'll sign that, absolutely. I'm going to sign
Let me
that.
get the drink it up.
Okay. Look at that. What do you think? How's the taste of it? That's that Founders all day.
Tastes like beer to me.
Tastes like beer. There you have it, folks. It's the best plug ever. Of course I'm going to sign.
That's great.
This
man.
is actually the first Founders can I've ever signed.
Really?
Yeah,
See,
it's
I've
the first.
done something.
This is awesome.
Hey, man, I've got my cards and stuff at the
Yeah.
house from over the years.
The memorabilia. Yeah.
Y'all were here in 13.
Yeah.
Then you were here in 04.
Yes.
If I remember, it's 04.
06 you were
and
here?
13.
06 for a regular tournament, but yeah. So I like. So you're going to add this to your memorabilia?
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's really cool.
One of your biggest fans.
Man, that's. I'm telling you, it's the first can I've ever
man.
signed.
Go Ike.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
Go Ike. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. That's
Thank
the first
you.
one I ever signed.
I
Yeah.
got to get the rest of the beer
Brian
out of
Carter,
it.
first signed Founders can in history of Ike Live. Yes. Round of applause for Founders. First signed can ever. That's good.
And I do have an Alabama shirt.
And an Alabama shirt on. I like
Yeah, and you don't like that,
I like it.
but
That's
we'll deal with that.
All right, here we go. We're joined. This is the first Bassmaster Classic we mentioned earlier, but Stormtrooper joining us from across the galaxy. Stormtrooper, everybody.
Yeah!
join us,
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
It's good to have you. Stormtrooper, first things first.
Yes.
What do you think about this? You've been to a lot of shows. Comic-Con is one you're at every year. Of course, you've been at the big porno convention in Las Vegas. You've also go to the auto show a lot. But this is the first Bassmaster Classic you've been to. What are your thoughts?
Far less string bikinis and tassels.
Less string bikinis and tassels.
Correct.
That's true.
Correct.
Okay, but overall, it's a good show.
Overall, yes, very impressed.
Very impressed. Okay. All right. So, what do you think, of course, about the Hank Cherry weighing 30 pounds, taking the lead, day one of Bassmaster Classic?
Who?
Frank Cherry.
Frank Cherry. He was a neighbor I had once in, I don't know, dude.
He's a neighbor he had once.
Well, I don't know about him, man.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Frank Cherry.
Frank Cherry. Where are you from?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. Well, it's funny you should say that, because your brother has requested we give you a polygraph test.
Oh, polygraph test.
Oh, polygraph.
For the numerous times you have put his life in danger.
Oh, okay.
He has put his own life in danger. You know what I mean?
First question. Are you ready to take the test?
Okay, this is the
Okay, I'm
polygraph.
ready to take the test.
All right.
Let's go.
First question. True or false? One time were you so inebriated that you drove your car onto the back of a flatbed truck, crashing it, and hiding in the weeds to avoid detection?
No.
Not true. It's not true.
Liar! His brother has testified under oath.
I need a hammer for your hat. And then I need one for my brother.
Your brother under oath said that you did indeed crash onto a flatbed trailer while driving your car inebriated.
Nope.
All right. Audience,
Watch this.
by a round of applause, did he indeed slam into a flatbed trailer and hide from the police?
Yes!
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Second question.
Second
Okay,
question.
second question.
Oh, they're getting better.
Where are the police?
Repeat.
Where are the police?
The statute of limitations has thus expired, so we can discuss this freely. Should you choose to
Okay,
be honest?
Statute
No.
of limitations is up. You're good. Talk about whatever you want.
Man.
Second, I know. Second question. True or false? Did you again, one time, whilst inebriated, slam your boat onto a massive rock, causing a sizable fissure and sinking it in the middle of the lake with your brother?
No, my brother done that.
What?
I was in the boat. We hit something in the water. We pulled it to the side of the... He was driving, not me.
I believe you on that. It's a two-part question. Second part of the question. Was it your idea, while perhaps it's still inebriated, to put duct tape on the bottom of said fissure and tow your brother to the boat ramp?
I duct tape everything. Man, what's wrong?
Wow.
And sir, would kind sir, would you further confirm?
I always showed it home. It says I duct tape everything.
It works. It does work. Duct
It
tape's
does.
pretty good. It's pretty strong.
But not with that, it doesn't.
It doesn't work.
Kind sir, would you further confirm that you did indeed tow him at high speed with said duct tape, thus slinging him onto the boat ramp?
I did not do that. That's got to be false.
That's false.
I asked the members of the jury, did he indeed or did he not slam his brother into the boat ramp?
Guilty.
I don't know.
Hey,
I hereby sentence you to another beer.
hey,
Congratulations.
hey, and another sign.
And another side beer. Congratulations. Barcelona.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
That's
Man, that was
great,
awesome.
Man.
Thank you.
That's
That was
great, man.
That
Thank you.
We thank Stormtrooper for
But
coming
really,
back.
but really, we did hit something in the water.
Well, what was it?
We don't know.
Wait a minute. You hit an object. We have no
We
idea.
hit an object we were running through the water. We hit an object, and the water started coming into the boat. My brother driving the boat, he pulled us about, I don't know, 100 yards maybe to the nearest bank, and this is 300 foot of water.
Wow.
Do you not know anything about Inland Lake?
Inland Lake?
You don't know anything about it. You
No.
need to go fish there.
Write this down. Jot that down.
It's only a 7-mile lake,
Okay. It's got 300 foot of water in it?
and it's got it is a lake that feeds the top part of Birmingham. It feeds them their water.
Gotcha. Okay.
This
the reservoir.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where we were.
Wow. So that could. So what you hit could have been anything.
It could have been.
It could have been a rock.
Loch
It
Ness.
could
It could have been an intake. What about an intake pipe?
It could have
for
been
water?
a log.
A log?
It had to be because we were going down the middle of the lake.
Right.
And we're in 300 foot of water.
Right.
So what we hit had to be floating right under the surface.
Like,
Right.
like another boat, maybe?
Submarine?
Swimmer?
We were in a fiberglass boat.
buoy?
So whatever we hit, it cracked that
and
fiberglass boat.
It put a hole right in it.
And hey, as smart as he was, he put us to the nearest bank, man. We sat there for 3 hours.
Wow.
There was only 2 people that come by going up and down the lake. The second person, and we were waving, he come over there, got our personal stuff, and then the next day went back and sunk the boat. But
So now, let me ask you this. When you didn't slam onto the back of the flatbed like a ramp, did you like just crash right into the back part? Like, how'd that all work?
I would love that if we had somebody to do that in Hollywood.
A stunt guy, like a stunt guy, a professional stuntman.
This was a false story, but the first one, but the one that we did hit something in, and the next day took the boat out, sunk it in 300 foot of water.
Well,
That sounds a lot like what Dave did to his Ranger.
Hey,
on the tower.
if Mike would have been with us, we wouldn't have been doing that because we'd have been fishing a bank. We wouldn't be doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to let the world know about your brother, perhaps, being that he put you out
Oh,
there?
yeah. It could be a little paybacks.
Get on here. You gotta come over here. Tell them the truth, because the truth shall set you free.
We need the truth. What's your name? Where are you
Kenneth.
from? Good to see you.
Birmingham.
From Birmingham? Okay. So what we heard was all this correct?
Yeah.
It was all correct.
The car and everything.
Wow.
Everything.
The car too.
Did the car jump?
Yeah.
on top of the thing or underneath?
He almost made it to the top.
Wow. Oh gosh. That's amazing. It's crazy.
Real life Dukes of Hazzard.
It's real life Dukes of Hazzard.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, thank you.
Now that you've done that, I need you to sign a 6-pack.
I'll sign a 6-pack. Bring a 6-pack over. We'll get everything signed for you. Everything. It's great, man.
All right.
Great story. Thank you. Thank you. It was fun talking with you. It was fun. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. Keep screaming. Keep screaming.
Hey, that's what we do. We catch somebody, we scream.
Keep screaming. Never stop.
I would
Never stop.
I wish I had some of my pictures of my fish off the wall
Yeah.
for you to see. I
Yeah.
wish I did.
It's fun. It's fun. All right. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this episode. We've got a lot more over the next 2 days. The 2020 Bassmaster Classic, Lake Guntersville. Keep your eye out for some more episodes. There's going to be a lot of impromptu stuff like you just saw. It's going to be really good. Hope everybody has a good night and a good day. We'll see you later.